All right, it's party time. How's it going, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Mary. I don't said Wednesday, but that's not. No, it's a Tuesday. How's it going, everybody? How you doing, Zed Ty? Congratulations on your first. How you doing, Matthew? Supremely nice. How you doing, nobody? How you doing, horror loving? Nice. How you doing, Dark Muffin? How you doing, Mr. Jaquel? How you doing, Turtle Sages? And how you doing, Pretzel Salt? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Twitch side. It's pretty much the same, but you get fun little points and what's it called? And also you get to hear the music I'm listening to. I really wish YouTube wasn't as bad as YouTube is for music, but like I can't complain, you know. I gotta play by the rules. I gotta put on my glove because if I don't, it's fucked up. How you nerds doing? How you nerds doing? Yes, I got a fine variety of metal boxes. For context, I am going to be part of a Horse Heresy rule system, but we're actually going to be doing a Bad War event. So I am running Minotaurs as is my right. I mean, technically before I got into the Rust Vultures kick, I was doing Minotaurs anyway. So it's a pretty reasonable move. It's, you know, I was like, well, it's the same thing but smaller and they're easier to paint. So like, yeah, it's a pretty good it's a good fit. Get some gay boyfriend time in. Yeah, gay the fuck out of your boyfriend. I don't know why I phrase it that way, but I hope you and your boyfriend have a good time. Take it easy, yo. Ooh, nice. I know it's like one of you was doing Grail, and I think someone else was doing another army that I'm blanking on. It's actually kind of funny. These guys. So I've done like a test game of Heresy with this homebrew system, which is funny because everybody at the event is like, Horse Heresy is a very complicated system. Like, it's complicated to the point where it's like, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. And we're like, why haven't we just used 3rd edition 40k with all like the fun stuff we could do? And then everybody's like, oh yeah, I think after this event we're just gonna switch to that for just like casual pickup games with the same scale. Like it'd be like that. It'd be like that. But yeah, I did get to try one game with them, and they wrecked face. It was against a friend of mine's playing like an adapted version of Orcs, because Orcs were pretty common during the Bad Ab War, just because, you know, oh, if there's a good scrap. I wonder if like the more I listen to like this Orc audiobook, the more I'm actually getting better Orc accent practice. It's been kind of fun. It's like so this is still, Big Daka was still made by the guy who made Brutal Cutting, which is one of my least favorite 40k books. But the issue was he was never a bad writer, is that he wrote the most annoying fucking version of AdMech humanly possible, and the payoff was shit. I was like, hey, how you doing, Memento? How you doing? Well, like, the guy could write Orcs, and now that he's alternating between Orcs being Orcs and Dark Eldar being Dark Eldar, great. No issues. No notes. Perfect. It's maybe not perfect. It's been good. Also, other comedic things. I for the Monty Python RPG, I did read my way through all of it, and it's actually not that complex. It's crazy because the book is like 240 pages, so you're gonna be like, oh fuck, this is a dense system. Oh no, I wanted a rules-light game, but I got this thick-ass thing of stuff. It's basically, imagine a lot of pages are functionally like 2 paragraphs, but there's a lot of like fluff around it. And I don't even mean like lore fluff. I mean like you got like, makes it look like it was kind of like assembled kind of patchwork style, like it's like a kind of like a historical record that has some like post-it notes and stuff on there. It's a nice look. There's also a million billion there's also like a million billion like character sheets for effectively all the not every main Monty Python character who ever lives, but like if you have a favorite, they're probably in there. We got Brave Sir Robin, we got Arthur, we got Tim, we got Death from Meaning of Life. You got a couple of Roman dudes. Oh yeah, like Call of Cthulhu is like, I feel like it's one of those systems, like I like Call of Cthulhu and I still ostensibly am going to be getting a game of that in at some point. Like if you like modules, I've heard some of those are like some of the best. I actually don't recall, how you doing, Charlie? I don't recall if Bigus Dickus is in there, but Anisius Prolapsius is. I could double check later to confirm if Bigus Dickus is in there, but no, there's a non-trivial amount of Monty Python Romans in this book. So that is real. That is real. Another one that's like, it's not Call of Cthulhu, but it is a Call of Cthulhu adjacent game for Trail Cthulhu, is called Dreamhounds of Paris, which apparently is really, really banging as well. It is, I think it's like kind of set during that kind of like the sort of like experimental art scene, kind of like Salvador Dali era, I believe. And I've heard nothing but good things about that over the years. So if you're looking for, you know, if the millions of scenarios you find wanting, there's more in adjacent games as well. Yeah, it's like, sometimes I forget what I have. I don't have like the crazy biggest TRPG collection, but I got like a decent amount. I'm like legitimately like, do I have Dreamhounds of Paris? I might. I might have found that at a sale and picked it up and been like, ooh, I've heard about this. This will be neat. There's another one, I think this is Call of Cthulhu, but it's the Sutra of Pale Leaves, which is a really cool premise of a thing. Shit, those should probably be black. That's fine. I'm basically going and like, these are, but yeah, oh yeah, these are some Deimos pattern rhinos because Minotaurs have old tech, because why not? Because fuck you, High Lords of Terra backing. And my goal today is to get them done because I have an event this weekend and everything else is done. Everything else fits in one little container too, because, you know, 15 millimeter Warhams is a great scale for just getting shit done quick. But like, I have waited. Well, if you actually try the Sutras, hell yeah, let's go. I've heard that it's a cool premise that's kind of like wasted on the actual setting, but but let me know what you think, because I'm curious. I have not looked into it super myself. I saw it at my local shop and I read the back and I was like, this sounds rad as shit. And I'm excited. How you doing, kid? How you doing? Sarah Warband. Hey, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah, I mean, you might as well do it tonight. You could paint along, but either way is pretty good. Yeah, it'll be great. And then once you do it, you're going to catch the bug and you're going to want to do like a million Mordheim warbands. I haven't in a while. I have some warbands that have taken hold because like Mordheim has kind of taken a pause at our shop because this event has been taking up all the air in the room. So once that's done, I believe Mordheim's going to come back, and then also Trench Crusade's going to come back, and then I'm going to get the neurons will activate, and both those games will get a lot more people playing again and people working on projects. Hey, do Papa Nurgle, how you doing? I actually legitimately don't know if I've ever watched rap battles of history to completion. They're not really my thing. Like, I don't even think I've ever found one and be like, ah, yes, I'm gonna sit down and watch this. How you doing, Dima? How you doing? I'm painting my metal boxes and it's going pretty well. I mean, they're like mostly done. For 15 hammering. You can find them on Cults pretty easy. The rhinos are tricky because I believe somebody locally sculpted them, so it's not like I could like hand out those STLs. But like, there's a decent amount on Cults if you just look up 15 mil or Warhammer, or you can just scale them up or down, like, you know, depending on how chunky the model is, because you want something that's going to be thick enough that it'll like hold together that scale. But it's actually like not that hard to do. Like, that scaling isn't too bad. I think the only person that, like, some people are looking into extending to the rest of the range, like finding like 15 millimeter Kroot is basically impossible. But 15 millimeter Space Marines, those super exist. Yeah. We're doing the big Bad Up War event on this weekend, and I'm nearly done with them. Watch Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler. I will not. I'm sorry. I wish I could be as jazzed as you are for that, but every part about that sounds awful, and I do not wish to watch it. It is. When I say awful to me, I'll give you some wiggle room there. This is just a Deimos pattern rhino, because that's what I had available, and also it's also kind of fun because we're playing a, you know, Bad of War event, but my Minotaurs are pretty much rocking entirely Heresy era gear, which is just very fun to do. I just kind of enjoy that. It's just neat. This is going to be like a pretty like lackadaisy. I don't know. At this scale, things are pretty chill. So this is just going to get like the goal of today: get these done, and then everything after that is just gravies. Yippee, let's go. So yeah, I'm just doing some like really basic metal. Yeah, that's kind of my thought too. It's actually kind of funny because so we are playing. It's called like Liber Maelstrom. It is 2nd edition Horus Heresy. The book was written by the Scots. I don't know why I say it like that every time. I think it's just because I find it funny. And it pretty much is just like converting Horus Heresy 2e into Battlebore. And for the most part, like, so the Minotaur's special thing is that, like, some of the things are gated by being a relic of the Imperium, aka, like, your army can get one special cool piece of gear. And mine get two, because Minotaurs, baby. Let's go. I feel like I still actually do think that, like, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure the Amazon show is dead in the water, I do feel like you could do like I don't know if a movie would work, but like definitely like I could see like a prestige TV show, a series working maybe. Then again, I don't know. I think it's only a matter of time before we see one of those two things. Like clearly there are execs that are eyeing the prize that is the unspoiled 40K like IP for, you know, big movie bullshit or big show bullshit. I just have to imagine that adapting is fucking Nightmare Town, so like it's probably why that's been on hold forever. Hi, Lord Sugar Babies, let's fucking go. It's so good. I every now and then people are like, you know, people online banter about their favorite 40K Legion. They're like, oh, you guys are just lapdogs of the High Lords. I know, it's great. You get all the good shit. They have a rule in multiple fan codices called Sanctioned Fratricide. They got the official stamp that says you can murder the fuck out of Space Marines and no one will give you shit for it. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's amazing. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, honestly, the fact that speaking about Tartars, I am running 6 of those. 5 regular ones, and then my leader, who is my force commander, is also wearing Tartaros armor. And it's great because the Warlord rules in the edition I'm playing says that if you're playing Minotaurs, you can just deep strike anyway. So I get all the benefits of Tartaros, as in like I go fast and I can like chase down dudes, but also I can deep strike. It's great. I get the best of both worlds, baby. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I think like the nice thing about like Mordheim size games is that like I have the brain worms. I got the war game brain worms where like sometimes I'll think about like, ooh, a whole army would be cool. And then I don't do it because a whole army is an insane investment. But like a whole Mordheim warband is like 8 to 10 guys, maybe less depending on who you run. My Skaven warband, which is also technically still not done and needs to be done before Druidai says haha. But even my Skaven warband is like not a lot of guys. It's really not a lot. And because of that, like it's super easy just to be like, I can make an entire orc one if I just brought, you know, X amount of these units that are not particularly crazy. Get them work benefits. Oh, Marines Malevolent's pretty cool. What I've seen from them. I think my local Imperial Fist friend might be looking to doing them as well. Yeah, they got that. Yeah, exactly. They got a good shit. I like them. Minotaurs are fun. I have been taking some of my unfinished like Primera scale Minotaurs though and making them into just clean slates so I could use them for the Rust Vultures. But you know what? That's fine. I think the Minotaurs at this scale is a lot more fun. I'll take shit for later. And then I can always do the Rust Vultures for like my modern army. Because I think locally a lot of people are looking to also run this for like I said, like we're probably going to switch from Horus Heresy 2e just to like 3rd edition 40k with some other fan stuff. Also, how you doing, Bean? How you doing? I mean, orcs are pretty cool to be fair. And how you doing, Chieftain? How you doing? Yeah, so like there's like my Stern Guard and my Infernus guys from the Leviathan box that I never finished. I started on them and like there's like a couple of streams where like if you check the backlogs, you will see that I worked on them. But I never finished them. So I was like, well, I clearly didn't care that much. That's actually something I've been kind of doing a lot. It's like, if I didn't care that much about them at the time, that's fine. That means I just wipe them clean and they use them for a new project. I don't have a Land Raider in this set. No, I mean, I could get a hold of one. I could get a 15mm scale Land Raider if I really wanted. I just kind of put together a list that would be like, kind of pretty easy, like very elite, because like 15mm is really nice for just blasting out a bunch of models. But I was like, this is effectively starting from scratch in a war game. I don't want to go too apeshit. I don't want to go too crazy. So I'm just gonna keep things like nice and small. A lot of points on Terminators, a lot of points on Dreadnoughts, and then like, you know, if this does become a regular thing that's like worth investing time in, I could always paint up a Land Raider. By investing time, I mean like this is going to be more than a one-shot thing. The Figures of Thesis. I mean, I've done that before. There is a, if you check my Instagram, there's a what was it called? There is a Lord of Contagion that actually used to be a Horus Heresy Praetor that I had previously painted on stream like 3 years ago, prior to that. I try not to recycle my models too often, but like I look at the Infernus squad and I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to give a shit about having a bunch of Flamethrower Marines. But what I could do is break off their arms, use 3D printed arms, and then put on some jetpacks, and boom, I got some Assault Marines, baby. And then, you know, they're useful now. And I like that. I like that flexibility. I will say with like the right parts, a Space Marine torso is a wonderful gift of flexibility. It's super good. Which I think that is kind of the inherent, like, I know Marines get all the love and joy, but there is like oh yeah, no, you just break the arms off and give them new, different arms, and like, damn, it's a whole new thing now. Oh, thank you. This is a really quickie slapdash. I can actually show you guys some of my finished dudes, because I didn't finish them on stream. Is Land Raider. Oh, that'd be fun, actually. That's the one thing that's a little tricky at this scale, is that because things are too small, it's just kind of hard to do like really detailed kit bashing stuff. But that might be the ticket I need. Yeah, I can show you the boy. So I was experimenting with not green plasma. There we go. Here's my Contemptor Dread, and I accidentally gave him like frost plasma. And the thing is, I kind of like it, so I just left it. I tried to do that thing where I did like the white paint, and then I used a Raging Sea from Army Painter to do like a blue glow, and I tried to touch it up with some white. But I ended up making it look frosty, and I kind of fuck with it. Also, the demo game I ran with this guy, he carried. He murdered upwards of 30 to 40 orcs by himself by dropping 5-inch AoE plasma shots. He has a ballistic skill of 2, which in the edition that I'm playing is one where you take your ballistic skill and you subtract it from 5, and that's what you gotta roll. He's got, okay, yeah. No, sorry, he's got a ballistic skill of 4. He's got the ballistic skill, whatever it is. It's just so I don't need to roll anything higher than straight up a. I don't have to roll anything higher. I just have to roll not a 1, and it's great. It's great. It's pretty legit. I love him so much. What's it, Contemptor Dread? Oh, for lore context, in the Horus Heresy, there used to be more types of dreadnoughts, because that's sort of like when they had like the better technology. Contemptor Dreadnoughts are sort of more humanoid-shaped ones. They're a little bit more agile. Then you also have Saturnine Dreadnoughts, which are big fuckers, and there's like a couple of other. There's like Darrow Dreadnoughts, but those are sort of like Contemptors, but if you made them into a weapons platform. Basically, they just had nicer shit, and then the reoccurring theme of 40k is the good times are over, all of our nicer shit's gone. We're fucked. So, pretty much. But yeah, they're pretty legit. I do like them as like a design. I do like the box dreadnought, like the ye old classic box knot. But I'm also gonna set this guy aside right now, just because I need some desk space. So if I focus on the 2 rhino, not be too bad. Also, she scoots me back, because I'm gonna get to scoot these motherfuckers off to the side. There we go. Yeah, I fuck up waiting for the glue gun a lot, so I feel you on that. It's got some red bits that needs touched up, and this is, once again, this is going to be like a very simple paint job. Nothing too bananas. I got my metal on there. I got some various reds. I got some golds I gotta touch up. I think previously with the bolters, I was already doing like a gray dry brush on the main way, so I think I might just stick with that just for funs. Like a cool gray. Working on. Hey, let's go. Hell yeah. This should not look crisp. No, this is actually a very lazy paint job. I appreciate it. Thank you. This is, it feels weird saying I'm not putting my best work into this, but that's just kind of the nature of like both the scale and also like, you know, sometimes a model is a model to serve a purpose, and it just needs to be tabletop ready, you know. Everything book stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, God, that's like, leave like forgetting to turn something off is like the something that just fills you with dread. This isn't like a turning a thing off, but I do remember, like maybe like a year or two ago, I ended up going to work and leaving some like very important supplies at home. So when I showed up at work, I was like, oh no. And like now I like quadruple check my shit before I leave. Like almost to like an obsessive compulsive level where I'm like, I'll check the bag before I leave, and then I'll get in the car and I'll check the bag again. That bag hasn't fucking migrated. It ain't going anywhere. But like, I have to be sure. I have to be sure. Well, scale. I'm not actually my best work. That's like a good example of like a recent model. Oh yeah, I know. Let me do this real quick. Let me go to my chatting screen. I can grab a lad. Oh, that's not even a good one. Hold on. I mean, I like these guys. Don't get me wrong, but like I like not the latest model I'm proud of. This boy, I really liked how this boy turned out. The lad, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm still like 98% sure that I am going to be running him for Under the Dice Fest, but you know what? We'll find out. I still don't know that. Oh fuck! You know I should get that back. Why not? I can set this motherfucker off to the side and not put it directly on my bed, like a silly person. I'm glad you did not set yourself on fire. Also, weather rainy as shit. It's been very like. It was the level of rainy today where I actively like got home like 15 minutes late, and there was like multiple crashes. I don't drive like a maniac. I'm like ever. Then again, like you know that stupid thing where it's like, oh, everybody drives like crazy in my state, but I think as far as I can tell, every state says that. I don't ever think I've seen have you guys seen someone say like, oh, I love my state. We're all really good, responsible drivers. I've never seen that. Heard that. I've never heard anyone say that series of words. It doesn't exist. So it's like, how you doing, Order Dusk? How you doing? It's like I have to imagine there's got to be a state filled with safe drivers, but I don't know. Oh god, yeah, it hasn't quite been that hot as shit lately. It's like I'm bad at converting to metric in real time, but it's like 74 degrees and muggy as shit where I'm at, but that's fine. Make a quickie little dry brush, and I'll probably touch up the metal in a bit. And then eventually, I'm actually not going to use enamels on these guys because of the sheer amount I've had to do. I actually use strong tone on my Minotaurs, like the actual troops. And I was like, you know, this turned out pretty good. The strong tone turned out about as good as I wanted it to. So like, I can do that, and it's like pretty straightforward. Playing Schedule 1. That's the game where you sell drugs, right? I'm vaguely aware of that. I feel like it's one of those games that for a while was sort of like maybe flavor of the month-ish. Yeah, hold on. I need to paint that. I need to paint that metal. These little black bits, like that needs to be a thing. It really, it's humid as shit right now. It's humid as shit. So the list I'm running, the relics that are quote unquote relics according to the rules are the Tartaros plate and heavy Terminator Command Squad, and then also the 2 Contemptor Dreads. Another fun rule in this homebrew rules we're playing with, straight up Contemptors, you can normally take 1 per relic slot, but Minotaurs can take 2. How you doing, Jay? How you doing? How you doing? So my guy's got some really good fucking DACA. I got one with a Gravis Las cannon and one with a Gravis Plasma cannon. And ooh, baby, let's fucking go. They rip shit. How you doing? How you doing, though, Jay? How you doing? I'm working on some metal boxes, doing some little touch-ups. Also, you can tell these were printed hollow, which is good. These also had like really garish supports though. So I tried to remove as many support nubbins and they just didn't. So like that's fine. There, and let's get that. Catholic Church offers a ride service to pick you up and take you. Chat to you. All that effort and none to chauffeur for it. I'm okay with that one. I'm a solid okay with that one. How you doing, Jay? How you doing? How you doing? That'd be legit. That'd be legit. Yeah, right now it's kind of funny because like the Tartarus. Did they ever do a new updated plastic kit for Tartarus Termes? I feel like they did Cataphracti twice. I don't think I've ever seen. Mind you, I usually buy a lot of my heresy stuff. It's growing on you, fuck. Like I said, I believe functionally in my brain, a lot of puns are like context sensitive. Where it's like depending on the mood, I might be more or less likely to enjoy one. So no, fair point. Got me there. It's like little circles. Actually, also paint as well. I need to do that. I can feel the nubbinsnins. The nubbinsnins? Yeah, that one. That feeling. That drive. You're wondering, like, I feel that like the painting black on everything that's been dry brushed and then doing the actual color kind of just looks better for these kind of darker metals, which is why I'm going back and doing this as a shade. So it's fine. It's fine. Oh, they really are. Yeah, that's also a nice thing about the scale is that I can fit the entirety of my army in a really useful box. I would show you, but the really useful box is lined with a metal sheet for the magnets, and it is highly reflective. So if I was to show that, I would be doxing myself. And oh, I did not get. Also, I forgot to get them. And I do not wish to be doing that. Don't need that in my life. I remember there's a while where I was like actively taking those and priming them like brown or black or something like that, because I was like, maybe I'll show a really useful box on stream, and it just never happened. It never happens. I'm like, it's fine. I don't really need to show the transport. I just need to show the minis, and that's cool. So my Jukoki box is also arriving on Sunday, maybe. That sounds vaguely right. And then I'll have a real boy box. Not that I give a shit. This is firmly going to be the like I am traveling to an event and I need a container to take me there. And then I have to imagine like 90% of the time, unless I'm doing like a really specific like I'm showing up to the shop to play this one game, please. I'll probably still use my big ass. I bring so many minis to the LGS. I have to make multiple trips to my fucking car. Moved it out and in with her girlfriend. Hey, let's go. Congrats. Congratulations on your daughter for finding someone and moving out of the nest. Now you can put me on the big screen. Stupid. Motherfucker, I mean this model that I gotta drag over. Yeah, I think Tartars are neat, but the thing is, like, I've only really seen them at their current scale, where they look kind of wonky compared to a lot of heresy stuff. I think someday, if like at the shop, like someone brings in a bunch of Tartarus Termes, I might scoop them up. I see that's the same Zetai. Every now and then, Jay will be like, "I'm actually going to interact like a human being," and I'm just like, Where's the pun, Jay? Jay, where's the pun? And then you're like, no, I'm actually just saying something about myself, you know, like people do. And I'm like, oh. I've been Pavlovian conditioned to expect a pun, and when one doesn't arrive, I'm like, I don't know what you want from me. Also, get the. I think the clamps also need to be. metal. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say pun requesting is a strong word. Actively requesting a pun is certainly an assumption that I do not believe might be correct. But like, I guess you can also get like the sometimes they enforce a habit for real. Just don't use horses, they use camels. So they had access to camouflage. No, bad. Stop it. Nope. That one definitely came out of a book that you gave your dad when you're 7. Like, it's like a big book of puns for my favorite dad. And you got it, and you're like, oh, okay. And you read through them, and you're like, oh, these are certainly puns. Yeah, I mean, they did redo the Cataphractii recently, and they're like a little bit bigger and better proportioned. I still have the ones from the Age of Darkness box, and I'm not itching for Cataphractii, whatever, Terminators. So I've not bothered to look into getting any of the new ones, and I'm okay with that. The way I pick up new things for Horus Heresy is I wait for somebody to dump their Horus Heresy to my local mini shop, and then I pick them up. And then I pick them up for like $30 for a bunch of shit instead of like $80 for a bunch of shit. No, this is 3D printed. These are 15mm scale, so they're like you can see the print lines really at the top. What's the best way to say this? The sculpts are good, but like there's a difference between I made a 3D model and I made a 3D model that is well optimized for printing. Like, I mean, nothing's breaking on this. It's like the construction quality is good. That's not really the issue. For me, it's more like, it's like, oh, this is like one solid chunk and it's been hollowed. But like printing at the angle you need to actually print this on a printer is going to leave those kind of lines, They really, yeah, I'm super blessed that my local shop has used minis for like a decent price. The only thing that I'm a little sad is that they're only Warhammer minis. My shop does a lot of other games, but I'm pretty sure that like if you roll up to them and you're like, hey, I would like to sell you some of my Star Wars Legion, they'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I think it's just mostly just because like if you're in that niche community, like you either have everything you need or you're like, or like you probably might get them somewhere else. I mean, you can buy the minis from them. I think they're probably just more afraid that like if like somebody was like, oh, here's my Rebel starter, here you go, and that would just sit there forever. My shop already has a hard enough time flipping anything Age of Sigmar from their used store, which is good because that means I can go in there and scoop a bunch of stuff. Are they Saber Take Hunters? There might be. I went like a very boring vanilla list. I know that in the actual rules for the Lieber Maelstrom stuff, they have like you got the assault drills and like different Thunderhawk variants, including Space Minotaur ones that get like extra cool guns. There's probably Saber Anti-Tank Hunters in there. Or Saber Tank Hunters. I forget if Anti's normally in front of there. But I was like, this is an event. I don't know the system too well. So, because it's weird because it's like, well, I generally know how you want to do things in Horus Heresy 2E. Because at one point in the distant past, I was looking forward to playing that, and I never did. And now I've been looking forward to playing 3rd edition, I never did. And I feel like if I really, truly wanted to, I could seek out an experience of that, but I just haven't. My brain is filled with, like, wants thing I would like to do and want thing I need to do. Where it's like, I would like to play 3rd edition Horus Heresy, but also, like, if I really, truly, deep down, like, desired it, I would have a fully painted 3,000 point army ready to go. And instead, I've been sitting on painting a bunch of vanilla Marines for like a billion years because I've been working on other projects. I was like, oh, clearly, I don't care that much. And that's the kind of stuff that gets me into that whole like Marie Kondo, like duty spark joy. And I know, unlike a typical Marie Kondo thing, I was like, maybe these guys will spark joy later. And that has happened. Where Marie Kondo would be like, these do not spark joy right this red hot second, throw them into a lake, burn them. But like that's why I have her on screen sometimes. I'm fascinated by her because she lives. Don't worry, that's on just a different layer. She lives in a different zone. She's like in the zone. She lives in like a different headspace. I mean, she does live in a different zone with the slides, but her headspace, at least at the time of her writing her books and stuff like that, is very different to my entire hobby. and with all the pros and cons that come with that. And it's super interesting. I find that fascinating. Because I do think about it objectively, where it's like, there are, like, I've had a good time painting my Stormcast. If a funky little burglar came in and stole every Stormcast of mine, I would be, like, annoyed. I wouldn't like cry over them, though. If somebody stole every turnip model, though, I would be genuinely, like, heartbroken. I would be super upset. If someone stole every Trench Crusade model, if everyone stole every Word Bearer, every Death Guard, like, that would be genuinely devastating. But my Stormcast aren't. My Song of Ice and Fire minis that aren't painted aren't. I mean, sure, that honestly, that's even kind of what, like, goes into it, too. It's like, plastic is expensive, so the idea of, like, oh, this, no, because, like, I don't know, I kind of wonder sometimes if, like, is it possible to outwoke Marie Kondo? But I think about, it's like the idea that, like, if you give away, just get rid of something, and you're like, it's gone, it's done, I don't need it. It's like, that does kind of come from the implication that, like, if you did ever need it again, you could buy it back. Or just, like, dropping money just to get something else would be kind of trivial. And it's like, I don't know, it's like if I got rid of, like, my Stormcast army, that's like several $100s worth of minis, even if I didn't pay for them at the time. And I would feel cheated by that in, like, the deep corners of my my gooey elven heart. How you doing, Mitter? How you doing? Yeah, how you doing, Sharkray? I mean, and, like, to be fair, I have done that before. I got rid of some of my elves. I got rid of some of my dwarves, my Votan, because I was just not feeling them. At the moment, I was like, ooh, new army, and they kind of got that, like, NASA punk look. Hell yeah. But then I was like, oh, I hate painting them. I don't know why I just did not enjoy painting Votan, but I just never did. They just never clicked. How you doing, Shark? How you doing? Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. For like my TRPGs, I like legitimately a lot of them I could lose and not feel too bad, but like as a collection, if somebody just jacked that entire thing, I would be devastated. How you doing, like Moose? How you doing? You did that one recently. I recall the Fit the Bill one. That was like fairly recent. You gotta let that one recharge. I'm like relatively okay with that one, but you gotta let stew for a bit. With the Necromunda squads. I've never painted a Necromunda model. One of these days I will fix that, but till then I have not. Hal is reading chat. Both. I'm reading. I got Twitch in my top right monitor, and I got YouTube in my bottom left. I'm doing it. I'm doing it real. I'm ready that good. Also fair, you know what I'm saying? My memory is also bad. Like, I mentioned this, I struggle because, like, sometimes my memory is so bad that I feel, like, less of a person. Or it's like, this is gonna sound really dumb, but, like, okay, like, outside of Kung Pao, somebody's like, what's your favorite other movie? Or, like, what's the best movie you watched in, like, the last year? And, like, that kind of stuff I feel like I should be able to, like, as a person, articulate immediately. I'm like, oh god, oh fuck, oh no. Oh no. You buying the Ogre Army? Hell yeah, let's go. And how you doing, Ars? How you doing? It's like stuff like that that's like, I wish my memory was better. I wish it was better, because, like, I don't know. I'm also surrounded by very talented people who have, like, fucking steel trap memories. It'd be like, oh, hey, you remember this thing you said, like, 6 years ago? And I'm just like, no. How do you do that? I said hi, Maxie. I'm fairly certain I did. And if I didn't, that was genuinely my bad. How you doing? Go. Deserve and give the next generation. Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those tricky things too, yeah. But it's also tricky because it implies that, like, I would need to find the next generation who will take this. I figure if, like, I don't know, if I ever, like, explode and I still have enough to, like, articulate who gets my models, I would just donate them to my shop. Because I do not have offspring to pass them down to. But then you also have to find out if, like, you know, so sometimes you get a kid who will be into your hobbies and sometimes you don't. How you doing, Vic? How you doing? Where it's like, there's one of the Hive Scum podcast dudes has 2 daughters recently. And he's talking about painting with his daughters. And, like, I'm just like, oh, fuck. That must be nice. Oh, must be nice. Adopt me? No, you're grown. You're a fully articulate person with thoughts and feelings. You cannot be raised. I'll take the burden. But yeah, it's. I also think about that too sometimes too, where it's like I buy a lot of used minis and books. I wonder how many of them came from dead people. As somebody who like purposely buys a lot of used things because I find the joy of like reclaiming something or like finding something neat in a tucked away little area. Like, no, I've probably bought some books for some dead people. I'm not aware which ones, and I don't know like who they are, but that might happen, you know. Oh yeah, no, I know for a fact that I'm not getting anything from the passing of my parents. I mean, one of them already passed, so like that ship is long sailed. But also, like the other one is not really going to be. I must state for the fact that I know I ended up a VTuber, but I could assure you that out of my immediate like adopted family, I'm kind of doing the best, which is weird because I'm not. Like, I mean, I'm not doing great. I'm not okay. What's the best way to say this? I enjoy my life and I'm having a good time with it and it's great. I'm not living a very typical like life for my age. And I wouldn't want that, to be fair. But it also means like some people are like, man, I'll never live up to the expectations of my dad. He wanted me to be a football millionaire. I'm like, I don't have any of those burdens. It's kind of great actually in that case. But yeah, no, it's a very weird thing to think about though. Left though, go in the trash otherwise. Oh yeah, definitely. If anything that people are like, hey, throw this away, you're legally allowed to take home. Doesn't matter, go do it. But yeah, I was thinking about that the other day too. Was like, I don't own any like good furniture. I don't own really like good furniture. Because like that's another one of those things where it's like technology has improved a lot, and like the tech stuff in my life is pretty good, but like the ancillary things are like it's like, you know, I rent. I have like shitty furniture. Like a lot of people are jazzed to get IKEA, but like I don't think IKEA's gonna survive the ravages of time, you know? I don't know. I've been thinking about things more, maybe to my detriment. I don't know. Because I was putting together I'm trying to do a thing that when I go to bed, I just watch YouTube videos till I fall asleep. And that's like not a great habit. Because I know typically you're supposed to do that thing where it's like, oh, when you're about to go to sleep, actually it's like really good if you like disengage from electronics and kind of wind down. And meanwhile, I'm just like, hell yeah, motherfucker. Let's watch the same Folding Ideas video until I fall asleep. And I do that a lot. I'm like, maybe if I read instead. So how are you doing, Casual Maker? How you doing? So I set up like I just went to Target and got like a really dinky, you know, like one of those like cube storage things? Where it's just like 3 little kind of like boxes or whatever. And I was like, for what I need for this, like I was just like a quick little thing. I'm like, this is perfect for my needs. But it's like, this is a piece of shit at the same time. I mean, I paid practically nothing for it. But I'm also like, this is also made of like the most sawdust of sawdust, you know? Yeah, I want to do that too. Cause like also like I've been in a weird state where it's like I've been interested in reading books more, but not actually doing the hard work, if that makes any sense. So it's like I still kind of have an idea of really wanting to read the first 3 Ring books, like the ones that were like, you know, like Sadako and whatnot. But not because like I think just because like from what I hear is that eventually the guy goes off his shits and makes really crazy sci-fi. Mine's out. Yeah. Yeah. That's a mood. So I'm hoping that like I also rediscovered an old book of mine that is like it's like organizing your house if you have ADHD, and then I fully live in one of those like, well, I'm not diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure. And a lot of that stuff is just like make things you want to do easier to access. If you're like, boy, I wish I could read more books, chances are at some point you've made reading books difficult. And I don't even mean difficult as in like genuinely challenging. Let's say you want to read more books before you go to bed, but like the bookshelf is in like a different room. Well, your body's going to be like, well, that's like a whole ways away. But phone here. So, and phone give good dopamine with like 0 effort. So I'm going to just go on my phone instead. So that's why I was like, well, I don't need like a great bookshelf for this. I just need something dinky and small that I can put right next to my bed and store like... I got 9 like paperbacks in there, well, months ago. I could even tell you what's back there too. I don't think I got any shame books in there. I don't really know if I own any. I don't know if I own any material that I would consider like shameful. Like I don't even own any like H manga or doujinshi or anything like that. Despite being the kind of nerd that I am. But yeah, moving stuff is closer is a lot better too. Resin field for Warhammer. Oh, I can see that. No, yeah, a lot of people, because like I find the act of resin printing very therapeutic, but a lot of people are like, oh no, this is agony to actually do all the steps. I'm not going to do that. And like that's also why I haven't fixed my FDM printer. All right, what books I got? I got the Ring. I got the Collected Works of Conan, the Barbarian, Junji Ito's Dissolving Classroom, Philip K. Dick's Valis, The King in Yellow, which I've read one short story of. A book called Dirty Pictures, which is about like comics with an X. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and Hell's Angels by Hunter S. Thompson. I have read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas before, but I kind of want to give it a reread. And China Mivel's Perdido Street Station. All these are books I picked up over the years. I'm like, I want to read them, so I'm gonna put them by my shelf. I put them directly next to me when I'm about to go to Snooze Town. And see if that changes anything. I can't guarantee it will, but I gotta try. I gotta try as a person, you know? HR books that support the small artists. I don't know, that's a very cool thing to do. I just have this like the weirdest like shame sense to that, which is odd. It's like I think I've heard other people talk about where it's like it feels shameful and bad, but like you didn't grow up especially religious or like with like strict like my adopted parents were very strict. And I was baptized Catholic, but it wasn't like a big thing. I just went to a Catholic school, and then like we didn't even really go to church outside the typical like Easter and Christmas. You know, the two you have to get, or else the Pope does attack you with a katana. But the idea of like buying H manga, I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I'm brave enough. And it's like, why? It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just how it is. Oh yeah, no, legitimately a lot of H artists are like really, really, really skilled. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, it's also I think it's very cool to support things you enjoy. So it's like, yeah, that is the most direct way you can support someone who makes a thing you like is to buy it. It does not get better than that in terms of just raw support, for sure. But it's just neat. It's just like I think about the way my brain works recently, and I'm like, why is it like that? Why am I like that? What led to this? Like, it's one of those things that, like, I don't know. I don't think I'm like itching for therapy, but it would be kind of interesting just to run a bunch of thoughts by someone with a degree and be like, what you think about this? What you think about this? What does this seem like? What do I got going on? I do have like a weird therapy kind of thing though, where it's like, it's not, what's the best way to say this? I think I've mentioned before the concept of like the vitamin, that there was a post where somebody's like hoping that one day that they discovered the vitamin, which is just like a random one-off like thing, nutritional thing that they need. And once they eat the vitamin, they're like, oh, my life is better. I was just clearly like lacking like vitamin D or whatever. And then you have the vitamin and everything changes and it's magical. I had that with like a therapy thing almost, but it's funny. It's not even like to like, aha, you're like a self-realized person. I kind of, in my weird brain, like the idea of like, what if I went to one and they're like, oh, you're repressing something, and they like fucking unlock that, and it's like having like a whole extra room to stick ideas and thoughts into. Where it's like the reason that my memory is bad is not because of like poor sleep habits and whatever, or like a genetic thing. It's just like, oh no, you just had all this space that was taken up with like unforeseen thing you saw in the past, and don't worry, we're gonna deal with it. And then I'll be like, oh, I got all these, this like free real, it's like finding like a shed, and you're like, oh boy, I got this shed, I can put so many ideas in this bad boy. How you doing, Kenzie? Welcome everybody, welcome. I'm talking about my mental wish for the vitamin. But yeah, how's it going, everybody? If you do not know me, I'm Halbernut the Mimic Elf. I'm a miniature banning VTuber of the Nurgle's game variety. And today, we are working on... I have like a 15mm Bata War event coming up real fucking soon. So I'm just currently doing a little paint, trying to get that done in advance. Nothing super crazy. This very, very kind of worn looking, very, very, very tabletop standard. But how's the Valorant treating you, though? How's the Valorant treating you? Just hey, let's go. And you're using the code, right? I do kind of like the idea mentally of like, no, I can't go to therapy yet. I need a full ass Yakuza back tattoo. I know that's probably not the kind you're thinking of, but for some reason that's like a funny scenario in my brain. So I'm going with that. How many? 10? Oh, 15. This is a 15mm. So you get it. Yeah, exactly. I'm once again, it's like I've never found a tattoo that spoke to me personally, but it's like it's like I kind of would like one. Not like a tattoo. I mean, I would like a tattoo that I would like enough to want to get it, if that makes any sense. Hey, no, do not worry, Kenzie. Have yourself a good night and take it easy, and best of luck with the events. I don't know why it's funny to phrase it like it's way more ominous than it actually is, but yeah, take it easy. I'll take it easy. How many boxes? 3 of these? I think I might have forgotten the context for what the amount of boxes were from. If you could remind me. Oh yeah, no, that's a sensible thing. My adopted sister's diabetic, and I'm fairly certain she has a diabetes wrist tattoo for that exact same reason, which is pretty good. Pretty good to do, you know. Because I mean that makes sense. I almost consider that a different thing. Where it's like, oh yeah, no, this is like a little survival mechanism that I'm baking into this tattoo. For me, those are like totally different. Still cool though. I think conceptually that's a neat idea. So, oh, I guess those eyes are pretty narrow, but this one got painted over and this one didn't. So it's like it's doing like a little smirk. There we go. Get you. Some boxes to do. I gotta do the metal on there. Still nothing too crazy though. My brain is like, oh, there's so much more to do, but there really isn't. I think I'm fairly certain I can get this done tonight. Hey, it's all good, Dima. Have yourself a good night and take it easy, yo. I could see. See, I could see it. For me, really, everything medical forever is just always like a money thing. And I was like, I'm sure it's very good. I think it'd be good just to do, just like I said, like I don't know if I'm holding on to anything or really anything, but it's like I think it'd be good to get the brain cleared out, you know, just like almost do like a physical for like a mental thing. I have to imagine that shit's expensive. So like I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Who knows though? Maybe I'll be like, I will find out. It could also maybe be a lot cheaper than I think it is with like insurance and whatnot. Luckily, the guild does have insurance. I don't think it's great, but it does have insurance, which is very surprising. Very, very, very surprising. Maybe that's something I gotta activate. Activate. So once again, it's another thing that's like I forget how much slang of mine comes from the internet. I said activate my almonds in a group chat that was focused more on like people who are online, and they're very much into tabletop mini games, but they're not like online in the terminal way I am. So someone posted something really, really cool. It was like a really cool model. And I was like, hot damn, this activates my almonds. And then like 3 people were like, I've never heard that before. This is fantastic. And I'm like, oh no. It was okay. It wasn't like a big deal. It would have been a big deal if I have to explain what activating my almonds means and also like vaguely where it comes from. Oh yeah, no, yeah, obviously. But it's also funny because I was taught the activating my almonds thing for a while before I found out that it was from like this like weirdo. I don't think he was like quite like a grifter, but he was definitely like one of those like health gurus when that was like a new and novel thing on the internet. The actual term activating your almonds outside of like the internet context is apparently just like soaking them in water. I forget exactly what it's supposed to do. Like it's supposed to like help for like to rinse off the coating or whatever, or softens them. I don't really know. Yeah, no, there was like straight up like a guy with his like whole like he did one of those, like, you know, those things where it's like wake up at 4 a.m., do a 10 hour jog, 5:30 a.m. Drink super hyper purified water, and then also 12 eggs, and then also an entire tub of Greek yogurt. 5:45 a.m. Take a 1.5 picosecond ice water bath to activate the skin. It's like one of those things. He's like one of those guys. Um, and like, you know, he posted his list, and then, you know, people gotta giggle because like there's a level where like being a health food guy is like basically mania, or like even like borderline like serious body disorder issues, where it's just like, oh, what are you doing? This is fucking crazy. Like the kind of people that are like, oh yeah, no, I do like whole butter in my coffee, for health reasons. I guess sometimes that kind of thing's more like quackery stuff. But like there are people that are just like, I spend pretty much an entire. I guess that's also one of those things too. If you become like a fitness influencer guy, your life just does become exercise, like exercise and making videos about exercising, and then at that point, it just kind of like, if it's functionally your hobby or your job, it does sort of take like a weird sort of timbre to it. I don't think he was doing it for almond milk reasons. See, that would make sense, I guess. I mean, yogurt's good too. Also, I'm craving the Biscoff yogurt again. Oh shit. Like it's around ad break time. I'm gonna try to find the activate my almonds guy while ad break is activating. So BRB, wah. All right, I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that, Bean. It's I'm doing that thing where you run 3-minute ad breaks every hour because that's the least amount of Twitch being a bitch I can possibly make it do. So I've like caught your comment, Lana, during that where it's like you're not as terminal as me, so that comment about raccoon dick made no sense to you. Are you bringing up like baculums or shit in like regular conversation? But yeah, no, that's a mood. It's hard. It's hard being a very terminally online person because sometimes, I mean, I grew up in a culture of hiding your power level, so I do think I hide my power level very well. However, it's not 100%. It's not foolproof. But also, I found one. I found it. This is the origin of activating your almonds. And this is this guy's entire eating cycle for a day. I'm going to pause the music because at least the Twitch music, so I can read this because it's amazing. 7 a.m., 2 glasses of alkalized water with apple cider vinegar, then a smoothie of blended alkalized water, organic spirulina, activated almonds, maca, blueberry, stevia, coconut kefir, and 2 organic free-range eggs. Fuck it, put eggs in the blender, who gives a shit? An hour and a half later, sprouted millet, sorghum, chia, and buckwheat bread with liver pate, avocado, cultured vegetable, plus ginger and licorice root tea. Oh, so he's eating funky algae. Good to know. Then at lunch, fresh fish, sauteed kale and broccoli, spinach and avocado salad, and cultured veggies. His veggies know the finest of Japanese pornography. They're very cultured. Then at 3 p.m., activated almonds again for the second time in the day, coconut chips, cacao nibs, plus green tea. Okay, that's very great. And then at 6:30, emu meatballs, sauteed veggies, cultured vegetables, plus a cup of ginger and licorice root tea. And then at 8:30, a homemade coconut, carob, blueberry, goji, and stevia muffin and chamomile tea. And it's like, that's a very funny, like, oh, how you doing, Hime? How you doing? So I was explaining to people who like, I mentioned the phrase activating my almonds recently in a space where people don't usually talk about that. And I wanted to remind people who didn't know that this is the origin of activated almonds in like popular culture. And it's this guy's insane diet. It's just all like, it's like, I have to, like, this is, I mean, you have to be rich for this. Like, who the fuck is getting you emu meatballs on the regular? How much? Oh, I have to find out. Emu meat. Can you like order that? How the fuck do you get? How do you order emu meat? How much does that cost per pound? I'm curious. We're talking about. Okay, you can apparently get ground emu meat with duck fat for about $15 a pound. Oh, okay, it's less crazy than I thought, actually. It's not. The website's broken as shit. Was a homemade coconut, you know. A homemade coconut. One that you build with your bare hands. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave my day on a plate. No, it's just insane. It's like it genuinely reads like an alien is talking about its diet. It's everything about it is just absolutely just shit bonkers, and it's kind of beautiful for that. I also feel like it's like one of those things where it's like no matter where you are on the political spectrum, like every race, culture, and creed will get together as one. Everybody will like hold hands and just point at this guy and laugh. Like everybody coming together to be like, my brother in Christ, what are you doing? What are you doing? But also too, who knows? At the end of the day, I can't really say that like that might not work. Maybe it does. Maybe that is the secret to like immortality or living to be like jacked as shit when you're 80. Who knows? Maybe that guy Naruto runs everywhere because he's just coursing with energy, you know? And now my day on the plate is significantly more boring because I more or less eat the same meals every day. Not out of like I mean, there's some people that eat the meals for like sensitivity reasons where it's like they just don't like most foods. I don't eat most foods. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, mine's also not published. My diet's not published because it's like, eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch. Like, yeah, no, that shit's not making it into fucking Men's Health. It's a good sandwich, but like, yeah. No, don't deactivate my almonds. No, then they'll explode. Frozen PBJ, which is a thing that I've introduced to you all, and it's still good. Hell yeah. The fact that you nerds are eating it while it's still frozen, though, baffles me dearly, but... Yeah, I basically, I do a variation of, like, a protein shake for breakfast, PB&J for lunch, with, like, a Cliff Bar, and then, like, baked chicken, rice, and broccoli for dinner. It's just, like, a good combo of, like, everything there is, like, decently priced. I get a lot of nutrition. It doesn't take a lot to cook. I have gone back to the dark arts and been eating a lot of Lauganma, though, because that is... I'm upset that Lauganma is so good. I wish Lauganma was worse, because it's just chill. It's basically like crispy chili and oil. But it is, chef's kiss, it's so good. It's so good. The oil's bad for you, but it's like everything else is just fucking delicious. Does emu taste good? I feel like I've had emu jerky, because I remember I went to a Ren Fair once and they had like, ooh, novelty jerkies. So it was like emu jerky, alligator jerky, and like a third bonus meat that I do not recall. I do remember that alligator was my favorite, and that made me sad because I like reptiles a lot. I'm like, that's fucked up. It's also like one of those things where it's like, I knew that if I enjoyed alligator meat, I'm not fucking getting alligator meat. Like, I'll still eat, I would still eat it if somebody was like, here's an alligator steak, Cal. I'd be like, if it's safe, you know, if it's been cooked right, well, bone apple teeth and whatnot. But like, you just can't really just go down to the grocery store and order a big old fucking flank of alligator. I wish you could. I feel like we would be a better society if you could just order, just go down to the local Publix and just be like, one alligator steak, please. And then the smiling person behind the counter just gives you a whole big fucking gator steak. But that's not happening. I can't. Yeah, I have to imagine that because it's like, kangaroos are basically all muscle. Like, every time I've ever seen a kangaroo, it's always jacked as shit. So it's like, I can't imagine the meat would be any good. Because I know it's like, it's just fucking just like the stringiest muscle you've ever had. Every kangaroo, like if you ever see a video of someone get into a fist fight with a kangaroo, that person is dangerously close to having like every rib broken. Like there's like that one famous video of like a kangaroo's about to like attack somebody's dog and he like gets into a stance and punches it. It's amazing that person is still alive. Like that I mean, also Australians are built different. I guess if you live in the outback for so long, you just like the fear of animal or injury related death is just like is just like lost on you, where you're like I have nothing to be afraid of. Come get me, you fucking wallaby, and just dex them. You drowned dogs, oh, that's fucked up. It's a shame because like they are cute. Like that, like I understand why like Australia was like, this is our animal, you know. No, a lot of animals are bastards. Unironically, I forgot to paint that side. A lot of animals are bastards. And like, morally speaking, that's fine, weirdly enough. I'm not jazzed that kangaroos are drowning dogs. I just think that just like nature sometimes can be cruel, and that's not that surprising in the grand scheme of things. But like, I never got a chance to go, but I could imagine it. Because like, do they basically have like a similar niche to deer? Because I also had a similar experience with deer, where it's like a deer is like, oh, it's a cute little nature critter, and then like one just fucks up your car, and you're like, I hate you forever. You are vermin. I think I enjoy actual, honest to God, like rats as a pest, compared to like deer as a thing. Deer are more of a pest in my eyes. What did the buffalo do at Yellowstone? Is there just like one buffalo trying to uncork the supercomputer, the super volcano? One bison with the supercomputer is going to take down the world's infrastructure. How you doing, bird? How you doing? We're talking about how kangaroo are filth. No, pests. They're dog drowning pests. I feel like calling someone a dog drowning pest is a good insult, though. It's like the right proper insult. Motherfucker doesn't mean anything in the world we live in, but accusing someone of drowning dogs is a right and proper barb. I'm just actually gonna take the bronze. So there's like a little bit where like some of the reds kind of leaked over because this is done in a very funky little slapdash way. They made AOS friends. Oh damn. Well damn. Well luckily, you know, there's always another day. As long as that person is your friend, the chances of AOS games can be real. You got the doors, I believe you. Watch. Oh, that's the thing. I think I saw like a piece of like that old guy getting fucking launched, and it's like there's something a little bit comedic because old people aren't supposed to be launched that high, but it's like, man, what a fucking asshole of an animal, you know? No, kangaroos are bad. Koalas are just fucked up. Like I'm not gonna give kangaroos an excuse for being bastards, but it's like it's not that surprising in the grand scheme of things. Fucking koalas are just STD-ridden things that just eat poison until they die. And for that, I salute them. No. Oh, speaking about Jimothy, I did find the STL that someone has made of Jimothy, and he's currently on my printer. I would have grabbed him today, but it was storming like a motherfucker outside, and I was like, I'm not going to go out in this. I'm not going to... Because my 3D printer is in a little side shed thing that's attached to my current apartment. So I cannot do it, and I can't grab it without braving the elements. And I would rather not brave the elements for that. I'm sure koalas did get fucked over by humans. A lot of things have, to be fair. Yeah. That's okay. We're making mosquitoes sterile, so that's cool. at least that's happening. Obvious red smears or stains or something like that. You can also see like there's funky little print issues where I could see like a kind of hard to see, but like if you look in like this side, there's like a little like lumpus that's just inherently going to be there. I can't do anything about the lumpus, but that's fine. That's fine. I think the magic sauce on this is that once I eventually cover this up with strong tone, it's gonna be real hunky dory. A little bit. Like, well, definitely rest up then. Maybe it was a little bit of serendipity if you're feeling bad that you can be like, I'm just gonna take a chill. Introduce him to Dota. For some reason, my brain went to like Dead or Alive, and I was like, I mean, like I don't know if Dead or Alive is gonna save them, but maybe. You never know. But a real, I played it very a little bit. Like there was a while where like my League friends were trying to detox League of Legends with other games, and Dota was one of them. And I think that game was just inherently too hard for any of us, so it never took off for the best, really. You know, I'll thank my lucky stars that my group did not get into Dota. Closest they got into was eventually getting into Heroes of the Storm, but a lot of them are way more into Blizzard. Like I grew up on StarCraft, but like I wasn't like clapping my hands every time like a World of Warcraft character showed up in Heroes of the Storm like they were. I was like, I'm not as tied to the brand as you. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling it nearly as hard. Yeah, I mean, some people, you know, some people do that with League, and it's a thing, I guess. Well, I think it's more like detoxing heroin with crocodile, where it's like you're like, oh god, this is gonna fuck my life up. I gotta stop, and you're like, technically it works. I'm sure it is. I think it's just interesting because I really don't see people pine for it. Like, I do see well-adjusted people I know still pine for League sometimes. Like, in the same way that I pine for Warframe sometimes, but I feel like Warframe is less dangerous of a game. I feel like it's significantly less dangerous. But yeah, I don't know. From what I understand about League of Legends is that they have a similar community to Dota, but the Dota people will tell you to end yourself a bit more regular. But depending on who you are as a person, that's either a pro or a con. You're like, oh, finally the ban. So you're like, wow, I just wanted to play a game. I wanted to play a game made by hit game developers Valve, and multiple people told me to die by my own hands. So I just feel bad. I don't think I ever got to the point where anyone was actively insulting me though. But I think I also only played like the lowest of low tiers, where like they're like 0 stakes. I thought Venomancer was kind of a fun idea because I do like me a turret boy, but like that wasn't enough. Yeah, Warframe for me for a while, it was just like I'm doing things. I know this has changed since then, but when I was playing Warframe, it was like, well, I'm actively spending a lot of time playing a game that I'm not like doing anything in. Like Warframe has like beautiful movement tech and like really amazing designs. And like the very outline of the story that they kind of hint and tease is really cool. But at the end of the day, you're just, we would just go to like there was basically like a specific zone where you would level it. It was like a defense wave where you were on like a little platform that moved up and down, and you would just go to like a couple rounds, and then you would cap out, and then you would leave, and you'd do it again. You'd level all your weapons. I know there's a lot more now. But like I am not going to get into it. It's just I don't have time. I don't have time for like an infinite time sink game. It's why every time a friend of mine's like, you should play Final Fantasy 14, you should play Final Fantasy 11. I don't. I appreciate that you enjoy this game, but I am employed. You know, I do like, not that it's 100%, but I do think like the best time to ever play an MMO is while you're unemployed. If you're unemployed right now, honest to God, play an MMO. Just like, you know, or maybe don't. I don't know. Maybe that might be bad for your like sanity and whatnot. But for me, that was always like, yeah, no, I'm never gonna like. An MMO is never gonna hit as good as it does right now. 14. Yeah, I mean, I've even had friends that are like, listen, I was like, I don't got time for that. And they're like, listen, you just got to do your dailies, and then like maybe a weekly trial roulette, and then like by the time they're done describing things, they just described like basically like 15 hours of work for an MMO. Yeah, same exactly. But the funny thing is, like, I grew up with a bad computer and shit internet and no money. So like during peak MMO time, I was playing like free-to-play shitty Korean MMOs with a friend of mine. And Kingdom of Loathing, which is the objective best game of all time. So like, you know, pros and cons. It's still fun memories for Kingdom of Loathing. It's still been going. How you doing, Snowy? How you doing? Yeah, I got 2 rhinos actually. Got 2 rhinos today. Yeah, but I also know that people are like really hyping it up, and like sometimes I get like a very light version of FOMO for that, where it's like, I bet that is fun. I bet it is fun to have like a, because like that's also true because I've always played MMOs really sparingly. I never got like that, like I have MMO buddies, like people that you just know through an MMO. And there is like something like dot hack era magical to that. It's like, oh yeah, this is my friend X Sephiroth X29. He is a guy who lives in Montana, and I only know him through this MMO, and we just talk while we do like, you know, while we just kind of chill in this game like that. Like when I say dot hack, because like that's kind of like the there's like an MMO fantasy, and I don't even mean like fantasy like, you know, like elves and goblins. I mean the kind of like fantastical dream of the MMO that was sort of outlined by media like dot hack and stuff like that, where it's like, oh yeah, it's like this like neat little alternate life, and you just kind of like, I think it's also telling that that was also a thing that was sort of like before like the typical raiding culture now. Because a lot of MMOs now are just like, fuck the story, rush to the end game, you bitch. And it's like, that's not fun for me. Yeah, so I mean, not the old ones weren't a time sink, they absolutely were. But I think there's also an implication that you would just kind of casually just like play when you could play, and you'd be like, that's Sephiroth Greg. He's level 40, Or, he's like level 100 when everyone else is like maybe like level like 50, and that's like, woo, cool. That's what I think if I think about like the MMO kind of like the fantasy, something like that. Something like that. Oh god, I used to play so many JRPGs. That's a fucking mood. I used to play fucking Nippon Ichi games, and like you could just lose hours to those. I'd be like, well, I guess I'm just gonna grind for 4 hours so I could go from level 2,000 to 3,000. Fuck it, and I'm gonna reincarnate a guy so he's back to level 1. But now all of his stat gains improved by an additional like 15 points per level, and I still crave that sometimes. But like, goddamn, that was a lot. Oh yeah, but that's also the thing. You're saying Shark Ray, it's like I do this now. Like I make things happen, and like I got my little toys, and I got my little community, and I got to paint things, and it's like that's not bad. I don't dislike any of that, but it's like a lot of people don't got that, and they can slot like an MMO in that time frame, and I don't got that. I don't got that, no. But yeah, no, it's definitely eats time. But like I every now and then, I think about it. Also, I'm going to apply the strong tone, and I'm gonna see how this is gonna go, because I've not put strong tone on something quite this big. So normally I'm very big on very big on using enamels, but for this scale and for the amount of stuff I got to do, honestly, a single strong tone wash pretty much does the trick. Yeah, it's tricky because like for me, the video game that's got hooks into me is a job real. But like the thing that's got hooks in me the most is straight up Slay the Spire, and that game is like negative productivity. I'm using a really big brush for them. Which might be so I think it's actively soaking up too much of this. Interesting. I have to keep doing little drops. That's why I do enjoy strong tone for this though, because I can just like put some little droplets on there. But yeah, okay, that's true. There was one other time. Back, like, I had graduated college, I had no money, and I had like a really shit job at like a McDonald's or something like that. But I had a friend who still had access to a college computer lab. So me and then like my grad student friend who just didn't sleep ever, we went and played Knights of the Old Republic Tor. That game, which was not a good game. Like Tor, like this is even after the fixes and stuff. It was rightfully dunked on. Brush it around pretty thin too. Yeah, getting the boxes. Gonna try to darken it a little bit though. Get a little bit. Oh, there we go. And yeah, because I've only really used strong tone on a much smaller thing. I think really the big difference between this and doing like an enamel wash is I really got to stop it from pooling. If I can stop it from pooling, I'm pretty much fine. Well, the thing is, like, it strips time out of my life. It's a great game, honest to God, a really good game. But when I play Slay the Spire, I just lose an hour of my life per run. Actually, that's not true. I do half an hour runs now. But it's like, nothing really changes either. Like, technically, like, I do think actually playing an MMO would be less of a waste of time. Because when I do a Slay the Spire run, I could do everything perfect, and I get fucking Aeon Glass, and that motherfucker can go to hell. And, like, I wasted time. Nothing happened. I usually do also, like, watch, like, a YouTube video when I do it. So it's not like I'm, like, totally, like, just focusing on the game. Yeah, that was Tenma Brick Thrower Miami. Did a cover of it because she's a big Limboghini. That's what you guys call it yourselves? People who like Limbo's company, you're Limboginis, right? Like the boat. I'm just saying a combination of words that's gonna get me like beat up by everyone collectively. I'm gonna schedule. That's also it too. I don't have time for schedule games, which is why modern gachas just do not do anything for me. Like I can't play a modern gacha just because it's like, oh yeah, no. I'm on a schedule now. dim it a little bit. Big thing is I really want to get it like all over, but also try to avoid it pooling. Because if it pools, then again, that's assuming that this is like a G-dubs wash, which so far Strong Tone doesn't seem to quite have that same problem. I should just legitimately use a different brush though, because it's like saturated now at this point. It's like I can't undo it. I think if I just like as it's going, just kind of go through and just keep brushing it down. Just keep making sure that like pooling is just not really a thing that happens. If it happens a little bit, that's fine. I also need to make sure it just keeps going. Especially, oh yeah, especially that front. You can kind of see it there. Get into those little recesses. There we go. Yeah. Limbus does seem kind of neat though, but that's also like a gacha game, so I'll probably never play it. I think I have Library of Ruina, and I've played Limbus Company a million billion years ago on stream. So it's not like that's totally out of the picture, but I've also not really played a video game in a hot minute. Which is nice, because, oh, by the way, speaking of which, I'm doing a triple mini paint this week, just because I got shit to do. By shit to do, I mean, like, I got this for this weekend, and then I got the Rust Vultures, which I need to work on, and I got to work on my Sentinel. How many golden boxes? 3! I got 3 golden boxes. I'm rocking 2 Rhinos and a Predator. Pretty vanilla Predator. Like a Predator with a... No, just like the vanilla Predator. It's with its like Predator Destructor can. Nothing super crazy. But yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's generally what I've heard, that like in terms of gacha games, Limbus is pretty chill. But I've also heard that for like every gacha game. I don't like it. That's like one of those ones that's like, I don't know how true that is. You might be lost in the sauce. That could just be how they get you, where it's like, no. Limbus is Limbus doesn't require that much time. Limbus is fine. Limbus is different. These are for an event that I'm going to be playing on not Tuesday. It's a weekend. This weekend. I've known this is going to be an event for a while, yet I tried to paint them at like a reasonably steady rate, but the event is creeping up, and I got everything else in the army painted. So I'm not super worried about that. It's just getting these chuckle fucks ready to go. Similar deal, bounce back and forth. There we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, that's pooling right there. Yeah, for me, it was always like, this is gonna sound weird, but for gachas, the gacha element was never like the bad bit. We're like, does it suck to have like all your cool character options be locked behind RNG? Absolutely. But like, what it would always get me would just be like the material grinds and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, you want to have a better character? Play this daily, motherfucker. I stopped Uma Musume for that too, because it was like, I'm just running daily spark runs, and I'm not enjoying myself. I know now apparently you can get it to auto battle, or auto train, I guess. I know that is a thing you can do in Uma Musume, but I still don't think I give a shit anymore. How you doing, Instant Z's? How you doing? I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm rhinoing. I'm taking Strong Tone, and I'm kind of like working it around. Like, once again, I think maybe the enamels might... This is also just kind of grounding me to be like, oh, like, why don't I stop using enamels? Why don't I go back to acrylic washes? Because I gotta babysit the fuck out of them for what I want. These are quick, though, in the grand scheme of things. Like, this is gonna dry pretty quick. Little scuffy bits lost into the folds notwithstanding. Yeah, I played Genshin when it was brand new, because, like, what if gacha game was Breath of the Wild was like, that was genuinely novel for a time. For a time, that was enough to be like, hey, you don't even really need to play gacha. Like, if you don't play gachas anymore, try this one. And I was like, I liked Breath of the Wild 9 out of 10, you know? It was an okay game. I enjoyed it when I played it, and that kind of ripped off. But like, you know, maybe if they did some things differently, and then maybe like the gacha will work for that, because like you don't have to deal with like, I didn't hate weapon breakage, but like, you know, it's like, well, if they got one without weapon breakage, that might also be neat. That might also be neat. Who knows? Right in the bottom there. But then at some point, Genshin was like, oh, on this day, you can get X material, and on this day, you can get Y material. And I was like, and then I'm going to fuck off forever. I'm going to fuck off forever because that is the shit I hate the most. I think a little bit, overall pretty good. Oh, how about you, buddy? What do you got going on? If I was to say wanted to give you a bath at this stage, would I be generally satisfied? No, there's a couple miscellaneous bits. But yeah, no, I like it. And then, but the weird thing is that like I kind of assumed that like Genshin would sort of just, I guess, mellow out, and instead it sort of became the like ground zero of like anime design changes. Like a lot of anime design, a lot of VTuber designs kind of like when people say something looks like Genshin, it's like that same kind of like design language of like a lot of details and like heavy. Not that anime didn't use asymmetry a lot, but like you could really feel it in some Genshin designs. You can also maybe use a book. Maybe this method's kind of working for me. Also probably eventually when it's dry, I also need to go back and like maybe add that to the tracks. But that's also something that like, you know, when it's on the tabletop, no one's gonna really be looking at the tracks, so I don't super mind. Little barrels and stuff. Yeah, there we go. This one I'm talking about, it's like nice, looks kind of worn in a way that feels pretty good. The streaks are pretty minimal. The little recesses are pretty minimal. I'll have to fix that red because I think that the wash might have removed some of my cover for that. We'll let you dry for a bit. Yeah, I mean, also to be fair, a lot of other games that popped off with that style are just other MiHoYo games. Like, you know, if you have a house style, you have a house style. But it's like, oh god, yeah, that's a lot. Which, don't worry, my new outfit, not going to be Genshin inspired. Not even slightly. No, if we're talking any video game, I was like, here you go, Nazuna Mama. It was like straight up some like Elden Ring armor. Because, you know, glitter wait, what do you mean it's closed? Did something happen to it? Like, is like the game dead? When do you mean closed in this context? Right, I think both these are good. I'm gonna let them dry for a bit. Mine's, oh, I don't like that then. Like I'm in a weird spot where it's like you know, them being like free to play or have good stuff for like free to play players is, you know, that's a good thing to have as a game. But for me, it's more about like I just need to like keep my time. My time is the most precious. Oh. Oh shit! Did they say what happened? Like what? Why is it shutting down? Weird. Maybe like the That is very strange though. Also, that sucks. I remember you really liked that game. You've been like #1 champion of Critter Conflict. That means you know what you must do. You must make small animal disagreement. Carry on the rules. Make the changes you wish. I mean, inherently too, you could do that. That's the kind of fun thing about like a game that's like you can always just pick up and just carry the torch on your own. It'll suck, don't get me wrong, but it is an option. Little nubbin, that color. Critter Conflict. Which was a game where it's like, from what I remember, the cool premise part of that, right, for Lada was that it is scaled. Critter Conflict was sort of scaled for being like, you know, like diegetically small sized. It's like, oh, you're playing Critter Conflict, you're playing ants and you're playing squirrels, and you play like on your table. So like if you have like a soda can that's knocked over, That's not like, oh, I have to use my imagination. That's like a ruined bunker. No, it's a soda can that's marked over. You're just that small that like you gotta Lilliput your way through the field of war, which I think is a really neat idea. I don't know if I've ever seen I'm sure there are other war games that use a similar concept, but I don't know of any. I just think that's really, really neat. Oh, okay. So like if I needed to feed my Slay the Spire addiction, if I played Limbus, I could just do mirror dungeons before I go to bed. I might double avoid it then. Not that doesn't sound like fun. That sounds like I know how my brain works, and that sounds dangerous. So I will avoid. Sorry, I will need to avoid that because I know how the beast operates. Is it too late? Too late to save that I accidentally painted over? Nope. Well, I mean, I'm too late as in like I can go back and repaint that, but like, man. There we go. I just gotta touch that up later. That is a shame to hear, though. This one's dry brush was like way shittier than the other. What the fuck? Hold on. I still got gray on here? There we go. There we go. There we go. Connection points. Yeah, that sounds right. Like orcs as like just some boys isn't that crazy, but orcs is like a bunch of vehicles. There's a lot going on there, so strap the fuck in, buddy. It won't be too bad though. In the grand scheme of things, it won't be too bad. Every mini is eventually going to be buildable, and it's not like they're like that crazy. A little bit of black in there. Polish that a little bit. A little bit. You dry a little bit. Yeah, let some bullshit dry. Where are the lads looking? How are you? You are still kind of got some little pooling bits, just like right here ish. Aha, okay. That pooled in like a slightly negative way. Still drying. I'd probably just go in there and just hit it with like a dark red though. That's always an option too. You could just add a little bit of less stuff and then just kind of like go back later and add some. You can always add more too. That's the nice thing about orc vehicles, is you could always add more. No, I believe you. I see. I believe you, Order Dusk. I can also see. I can tell by your very speech that it's got a grip on your soul. It does kind of read like that a little bit. Not like a crazy bad thing, mind you. Like I said, you know, you're allowed to enjoy a game you enjoy. It's just like you got the true fan speech. Like I'm feeling it. Some of this maybe hit it a bit better, but it's also once again another thing too, where it's like, well, the goal of today is to get these guys ready for the tabletop, and I could probably rock this and be fine. Yeah, my good. That's a little brighter than I would think. Maybe I could do a slightly more targeted. Just like around the edges. Yep, there we go. How you doing, Huggy? How you doing? Ah, Big Stretchy. How you doing? I've been working on my Minotaur vehicles today, and they're doing pretty good. Also do gotta get the lights, so they can't be done. So the more I touch them, the more I can feel like my grubby little fingers are removing a lot of the enamel wash, so let's put it back. I wish to remove bullshit. Some gun, recommend this guy. I mean, to be fair, they're probably right. It's just that like maximum gun also means maximum building the gun, so I get it. today I'm using all these like little cheapy brushes. Not too bad. I figured that like this is just got a lot of what happened there? I'm just gonna be doing a lot of like washes and stuff. So I'm like, oh, these are good disposable brushes that I can fuck up if need be. How you doing, 14? How you doing? How you doing? Play the game? No, not at all. Honestly, like this is the reoccurring thing I see in a lot of tabletop stuff is that like, you know, when a game dies, sometimes that's just when the fans gotta take over, you know? So if you're like, well, my game is dead, let's fucking go. But like, you know, if you truly love that game, and it sounds like you do, I don't mean this in like a like well, you didn't love the game enough, as in like the fact that you love the game enough where it's like you care that it's gone also means that like that could give you the spark to like keep the torch going, you know? Oh, my dogs are dead. Let's fucking go. For context, I feel like that post has been old enough that like the VTuber Gorgonzola, somebody sent her a super chat that just said like, girl, my like, I forget exactly how it was phrased. I forget if that person was like, girl, my dog's dead, let's fucking go, or if it was like, girl, my dog's dead, and she just got like, was feeling really awkward about it and just said, let's fucking go, just out of kind of like a habit or whatever. Sometimes that happens. You like, this is nothing aimed at any of you guys. You guys are all pretty good about like worst case, you guys are like, oh, I have a bad day, Hal. I'm like, don't worry, I'm gonna paint some bullshit. You'll feel better. There are some VTubers that are like, hello, VTuber. I know we have not spoken, but time for you to be my unwilling therapy. Haha. And it's like sometimes you do get like a reaction like that from Guru where it's like, she doesn't know what the fuck to do. Like if everyone's having a fun time and you walk in the room and be like, "Oh, my dog died," you're like, it's a boner killer for everyone. It's just how it is. It's the nature of the beast. Dude, how are lascans typically painted? Just curious what colors people typically use for those. Of course, I get Imperial Guard las cannons. Okay, some people do like a slightly different coil color, and then I could do the tip of different. I don't like it. I probably will. I do like a copper for it. Make something stick out. You're doing okay? Hell yeah, let's go. Hell yeah, let's go. Get a little bit of like thin copper, maybe just give it a little, just like a smidgen, just like a tiny bit. I'm gonna end up finishing these way sooner than I thought, aren't I? I can feel it in my jelly bones. Luckily, once again, I always love that where it's like, oh no, I finished the model I wanted to work on early. I got others, don't worry. Like I got the what's in this big boy? I got the Poltergeist from last week. He is enameled and everything and just needs a proper, maybe some like touch-up colors and the glow effects, and then also some other shit. He's doing pretty alright. Yeah. Yeah. I think if anything, I'm more likely to play Library Ruina though, but even then that's lower on the list, but still like not entirely off the list, if that makes any sense. End of stream 2 hours early. God, can you imagine? That'd be fucked up. I don't like ending stream early unless like I have like how you doing? How Google, how are lesbians typically painted? I'm sure I would get some results. I don't think asking how should I paint my lesbians will bring back nothing, but like, you know. Also, how you doing? How you doing, the rat man? How you doing? I am currently working on some 15mm Warhammers. I don't know why I'm phrasing it like this, but the Warhammers. And it's going pretty good. I got my 2 rhinos, which are... I'm actually curious, did that strong tone really do much? Definitely makes the gold a bit richer, and it grinds up some other shit. Not a huge crazy change, though. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. That's fine. Once again, these guys are primarily here to be like tabletop standard, and I am a-okay with that. Right, bring it. Probably. You know, hold on. Let me check. Well, let me check for the sake of science. I am somewhat of a scientist, you know. let me just get this layer of copper on here, so that way, if when I look up how do I paint my lesbian, I will get a they will be drying, so I will be appropriately using my time. There we go. All right, let's find out. Let's go on the Google search. Not doing an incognito tab because I'm not a bitch. How should I paint my lesbian? Lock off AI, and Pinterest has lesbian painting ideas simple. I definitely, Google is catering things towards me because it's like lesbian pride color scheme Space Marine. Like, yeah, no, that's okay. That tracks. They know. Oh yeah, there was a guy who did like a bunch of pride flags of Space Marines, and then Dale's gotten the White Dwarf. It's from that set. Okay, it seems, yeah, okay. The more I look at it, the more it's just, you know, the color orange and the color pink, and then women kissing. That's it. Nothing amazingly surprising. Lesbian Space Marines peak. Battle brothers out there fighting for their battle sister. They are descendants of Imperial Fists, and their battle cry is for women to kiss everywhere. I don't know. I saw lesbian Space Marine, and I was like trying to make a chapter of them in my brain real quick. How's it going, everybody? If you do not know me, I'm Halbernut the Mimic Elf, miniature painting VTuber of the Minotaurs and Minotaurs variety. Today I'm painting Minotaurs, and tomorrow I'll be painting not Minotaurs. Tomorrow I'm not even painting, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to be painting on stream. Who knows? How was Timberborn? How you doing? I actually saw less Signalis than you would believe. Signalis is one of those games that, like, I'm vaguely aware that there's a lot of lesbian stuff to that, but also that I know that there's, like, apparently a neat setting behind it. And it's like, I also don't know, like, anyone who's played Signalis, let me know. How canon is the lesbianness, the lesbianosity of it? Because that's the thing, like, you know, when it comes to, like, fans stuff, anything really goes. Anything really goes. Any characters, whatever you want them to be, and I think that's beautiful. But like, it does seem like that everybody collectively is like Signalis lesbians, and that might mean that it's like a canon thing, and I'm just not aware of it. With the little damn, hell yeah, let's go. Let's add a little bit of copper into that as well. Yeah, I'm currently just trying to wrap up a predator, and then my two rhinos. My rhinos, I think I'm going to be like, oh, they'll be done. Once I want to do like a little bit of light glow. There's like an itty bitty bit of some glow. Like just a smidgen. Oh, okay. So we got lesbians for the plot, but like not in the reference to pornography, but actual plot. Okay, that's cool. That's neat. I like that clarification. Like I said, once again, you can do whatever you want with like fan works, but it's like, oh cool, there we go. Neat. Hell yeah. The funny thing is, like, I remember playing Signalis when it was like during one of those like Steam Next Fest demos, but I was already like I think I was already at that point like 3 or 4 games in. I actually ended up playing more or less every game that got really, really big later. And I just kind of was like, well, whatever, this is fine. And just moved on, which is really, really funny. Talk about the Predator without sounding weird? No, it's like the hit movie franchise. Space Marine versus Predator. Signalis is a video game about robots? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know a lot going on with that. I know it's a thing. I know it's real. You know, real video game confirmed. But, like, I don't know much about it in terms of, like, story and that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, you will have to play to find out because I cannot be your guide. But, yeah. But yeah, it was that. It was also Voices of the Void, which is really funny. But that was another game I recall. Like, I actually don't recall which games I liked that Steam Next Fest. But I remember I played Voices of the Void, and I was just like dicking around and stuff like that. Like, oh, this is kind of neat, and I just forgot about it. And then later, it became critically acclaimed video game and house simulator for people online who like both spooky things and playing dolls. Voices of the Void. Now I'm just like, oh shit, huh? Isn't that wild? I did not get into either of these games, and both of them are major hits. I think I said it was Minhero in Minecraft, but like I think the point's very close either way. Because every time I've ever popped into a Voices of the Void stream, it's very little to do with aliens and more just watching like mentally questionable women show you their cool little house they built that has like little spooky stuff and robots in it. Which is not a dig, you know. I think that's fun that that's a niche that existed. That was not what I was expecting what that game would be. I knew it was about like being at a listening station looking for aliens. And I just did not think that things would progress in the way they did. Robot femboy marriage proposal. You are saying a bunch of words together, and I can't vouch for that. As in, like, I don't know if you're bullshitting or not. But I'll believe you, I guess. How you doing, Steve? How you doing? This Canadian's hot enough to have him defrosting. Oh shit. Stay cool, my normally frosty friend. How warm is it? Like okay warmishness. Not too bad. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, I'm currently working on my Minotaur, and it's going pretty alright. My Minotaur, like, you know, my singular Minotaur. Not the fact that I'm painting like a rhino for the entire Legion or whatever, but it's cool. Just one Minotaurus. One Minotaurus. I'm gonna let you a little bit back. Fucking just, I hate them. I hate them, but like I sanded them and they were still there, so I can't really do much about that. Oh damn, that's a lot in fake measurements. That's fucked up. Definitely stay cool, yo. Definitely try to stay cool. Ah, you can make him a maid. Gotcha. God, that's 389. Sorry, 387. I can't read. Freedom Heats. Freedom Heats is certainly a combination of words. Get a little bit of weight. Let's bit of flow improver. Yeah, it's the only reason it's not like boiling lava hot where I'm at. It's because it monster rained today, and even then it's still like 74. We got like a flood watch. What the fuck? It was really bad though. There were times like I wasn't like hydroplaning, but like I was blasting so much water that I might as well have taken a boat home. Which I was like, oh, that's not good. Luckily it worked out though. Luckily it worked out and I did not die horribly in an accident or get drifted off the road. Get a little bit, let's get some fucking little bit of flow improver. Rogue brush bristle. There we go. Oh god, that's fucked up. I was now legally a sailor. Arr. Yar. I guess I'm a pirate too, but sure. Great. If I hope I get like a little glow around there, nothing too. Yeah, some of those are a little wonky, but that's fine. It looks bright. I also love like when I paint something dark and then I do immediately the white glow. It's really fucking stark. It's really, really fucking stark, which is great. Oh, got too much. Oh boy. Okay, not too bad though. Not too bad. I could have been way cleaner on that, but it's not like totally fucking like ruined. Your turn now. I don't want. I don't want my turn. Fuck that. Awful. 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 Do not. Do not. Do not want. Do not want. Do not want. Now I get back to work. Oh, hang in there, yo. Unless you're saying I need to get back to work as a sailor. In that case, I'm off hours, motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, the globe is in a weird spot. Seasons don't mean anything anymore. Oh, Brazil. That tracks. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, shit's just fucked, and it do be like that. I'm gonna try get a little bit of just dark aluminium. It's like silver, more silver than what I'm currently rocking, but not too much more. Just try. I want to dry brush. I want to stipple a little bit. Oh, too much. Get a little bit. Just get like a little bit of highlight on there. Nothing super crazy. I'm probably not gonna highlight like all of the stuff. Just like these, just like the little smokestack tubes. I think would benefit from it. There we go. Flip it turnways. I think the more I actually use this tube, it's gonna look. So like that like the other stacks might be looking a bit more bitchin'. Actually, put on here. I'll leave that one little bit still dark because it's kind of fun. But yeah, no, that's warm as shit. Is it ever like not warm as shit in Brazil? Because it sounds like it's like one of those countries that's like pretty hot all year round. I could totally be wrong though. I could totally be wrong. My Brazil knowledge is entirely through internet osmosis. I'm gonna be honest. Internet osmosis for Brazil in particular paints Brazil as a very weird place. Not through any fault of Brazil. I don't know if hitting idea, but I did it anyway. Yeah, let's go. Oh shit, we got ad break. I will see you guys in 3 minutes. Waha. Wahoo. All right, let's go back. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, Brazil's always this like magical mystery country to me. Yeah. I'm so sad that like once again I'm so baffled by the Mayo guy because I legitimately thought it was like I don't know like a weird commercial, and ostensibly it is a commercial because somebody paid for it. But it's like, but why? Why look at a League of Legends player as they eat mayo? I don't get it. I don't understand. It's kind of amazing how like incomprehensible that is, though. It's like just pulling up in there. She just described less than 80% of our history for the last century. Oh damn. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Get on there. Like some of this pooled in there, but not too much. And alright, I think for the most part I'm pretty happy with these two lads, so what I'm gonna do is, just for the sake of my own sanity, I am going to make the eyes glow. The eyes. You know, the eyes of the rhino. And the hit song Eye of the Rhino. I feel like Contrast Imperial Fist. I wonder if this would be like a good cloak color. Weird off-putting ones too. Fair. I wonder if actually any VTubers make Twitch ads for themselves. I know I've seen some VTuber ads in the wild before. Like, so like way long ago in the past, I remember sometimes you would just get like a VTuber you've never heard of would just put like an ad out on like YouTube. It's not like they were bad or anything. It's just like I have to wonder like what's the return on that? Like did that work for them? Did it help? Did they get anyone? You know, because like sometimes YouTube does for Hime, if you're still kicking around. I found you out because of a random YouTube recommendation pool. I was like, no shit. A VTuber that does like solo tabletop stuff, that is actually relevant to my interests instead of the garbage you usually recommend. If you wanna, I mean, don't like. I'm okay with people make ads of me as long as they're not like morally offensive. Okay, do a little bit of this thinned out yellow contrast paint. It's like neat. Like, I won't say no to advertising. I'm not gonna lie. That like getting myself out there is legitimately something I'm really poor at. So if anyone else knows how to do that correct, cool. I'd be down for that. But also, like, don't waste a bunch of money for like something stupid. You know, take care of yourself at the end of the day. Yeah, okay. This contrast yellow doesn't seem to be as good for like doing a general all over kind of like ominous glow, but like. Maybe it does. Maybe I just gotta swoosh it around a lot. There we go. Shrek kimono ad. That would be fucking red. Alright, so this guy's done. This guy's tabletop event done. Let's go. Let's do that. So same deal here. Doesn't need to be perfect. Needs to be good enough for this weekend. Which, yeah, let's go. Also funny because like a lot of other people at the event are also really good painters, but pretty much universally everyone's like, this is for goofs. This is for goofs. This will be fine. Which is why I'm not like going, oh fuck, okay, I should probably make that better though. Which is why I'm not going like apeshit on this. It's a nice and looking decent. No, nothing. Well, when I say morally indecent, like. Not that you would do that, but like, yeah, I don't want someone to be like, oh, I saw this ad and it makes you sound like you're an asshole and you're a horrible person. I wouldn't want that. It's like something I've said that I'll like, you know, I can own up to that. I'm generally okay with most things I've said on stream. I'm sure there's a couple that like in hindsight I'd be like, oh no, why did I do that? But otherwise, yeah. How you doing, Sir Sebastian? I don't mind. And on this lad, he is the last lad. From a fine line of chosen lads. You get right. Understand. Oh no! I VTuber that paints miniatures will come off as odd? No, never. That can't be right. If people know that I'm a weirdo, they might not like me anymore. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Once again, I am odd. I don't think you can be. Once again, I don't think you can really be a VTuber without having some extra something in there that deviates from the baseline. Not that you have to be like Minhera or like I don't know, like real off your gourd, but there is like a spice that I think your typical like regular person lacks. For that, there are no normal VTubers exactly. Even the ones that act like they're normal, like there are people that are functionally VTubers but don't act like they're VTubers because they don't want the associated branding. There's still some like weirdness there. There's still some inherently goofy horseshit that goes with that. The thing that exists. I mean, I know there's like, as the medium expands, we will be getting people that are more and more traditionally normal people trying it out. But like, I still think it's gonna be very rare. It might also be the thing that if you expose like a regular person, that like you're like, dawn them like basically like, there's got to be some VTuber out there that was like, I'm a regular individual, and a friend of mine said I should try this, and then just the fucking like the mask from the movie The Mask just effectively kind of takes them over, and they're like, oh shit. At last, I can be insane. It's maybe something like that. Amazon Warhammer show? Astartes 2 or something else? Because like if you're talking about like the actual one that Henry Cavill was like, we're totally making a real Warhammer show. I'm not optimistic on that thing existing. I know shows take a while. But like, when shows take a while, you get like a name of the show and like what it's about, and like people will be like, oh, I'm gonna be in the cast of this show. So like I'm actually like genuinely curious when Henry Cavill was like, I'm working with Amazon to make a Warhammer show. So I feel like at this point that news has to be like 3 years ago, right? If not more? Hold on. Let me Google that. I know. Okay, there's a message from December 2024 saying the show's officially moving forward. There's apparently sporadic. It seems like every now and then they're like, oh, it's happening. Oh god, sometimes I hate how like in the hobby a lot there's people that like legitimately paint beautiful models, but they'll run it through a slop filter for a YouTube thumbnail, and it's the ugliest shit. But no, someone did Henry Cavill slop like ultramarine, and I hate it. He's not even ultramarines. He fucking likes Custodes, you fucks. I don't even give a like. I don't follow the blind worship of Henry Cavill as the Lord and Savior of Warhammer 40,000. So it's like I don't give that much of a shit about what he's up to. But it's like, man, even I know fucking he does Custodes. It's like a very obvious like fact. It's in that same nerd fact realm of like, did you know that Vin Diesel played D&D? Where it's like, yeah, everyone fucking does. They're the Emperor's bodyguard. So imagine like best way to say this. Imagine a Space Marine is like a watch. And like, you know, you can get a really nice watch from like a well-respected brand. And like it could be pretty good, but then compared to like somebody who makes one of these like bespoke one-of-a-kind watches, imagine like every Custodes is a bespoke one-of-a-kind watch, and every Space Marine is like a, you know, like maybe like a Rolex or something like that. It's like still really fancy and everything like that, but like, you know, the craftsmanship is like mass-produced versus one at a time. Maybe Rolexes are made one at a time. I don't fucking know. This metaphor's falling apart. Space Marines are batch made, and fucking Custodes are custom made each. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah, they give him that. I mean, I don't get like what's it called? I get Henry Cavill flipping out over getting free models because that shit rocks. It doesn't matter. Like, somebody could go up to me and give me any model kit from any game range. I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah, they were like the Emperor's bodyguards. And then, you know, they needed to be arranged. So Games Workshop was like, oh, they're leaving Terra to do shit. It'd be like that. No, there's like, I think there's a contingent of Lucifer Blacks in the Imperial Palace, but don't quote me on that. I know that there are like specialty guard regiments that maintain the Imperial Palace. Is it kit bash? Probably not. No. I mean, I could be wrong. To be fair, a lot of people don't kit bash like I do. Like a lot of people are totally a-okay with just you know, like if they're gonna like. Something that always drove me nuts for years are the people that were like, listen, I think Games Workshop should include older Space Marine heads for Primaris. And I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. And they did that eventually. But the people, when you hear about like acting like it's a brand bold new thing that has never happened, that like prior to them doing it officially, you could never do it. When head swaps and pauldron swaps have been the easiest thing you could ever do to a Space Marine model. So this is the guy from earlier from Sunday, and while that's drying a little bit, I want to add a couple little scratches. Nothing super crazy. Yeah, they clean. Yeah, they're janitors. They clean up the Emperor's puke. That's not true. That's not true at all. Gotta make sure I get my hand dry before I do that. So this is a very heavily kit bash Sentinel model I made. This is like an Imperial Guard vehicle that has fallen to chaos. So I have like grimed it the fuck up. The idea is I want to go in and kind of like paint some like scratches and shit. Where like I went back in and purposely hit up some areas with like a sponge. I'm trying to go in there and just add some just like various scratches and whatnot. Hey, I mean, so there's nothing wrong with, like, I did baby's first kit bashes before I reached this point. A lot of people just cannot comprehend doing things that's outside of like the official rules for anything. They're nerds, but like, no, they're dweebs. There we go. They're dweebuses. Dweebi, plural. Where it's just like, oh, come on, you have the most creative, like, this is a hobby that gives you infinite customization, and you will do none of that. Up on the back of a grot. See, there you go. You're already on your way. You are already batting way above like your typical player. If I can go in, if I can. Getting the exact right ratio of like this of like on the brush to like make the scratches really thin is still very tricky. There we go. I probably also do eventually want to go back and do some little highlights with that, so it's not too bad. Because this aluminum really separates pretty quickly. There we go. Got the pommel on the head and then glue them back into place. I mean, you can always like that. Also, as a chaos model, Sprugu and might also be your friend there, just to kind of like if you need to fill in some little gaps and stuff. You do got that as an option. So like, chaos models are very nice and forgiving for kit bashing because you can just kind of like make them fleshy and weird and mutiny, and that kind of gets you some extra mileage. There we go. Aluminium. It's fun to say it like that. I'm used to aluminum, as I was taught here in Burgerland, but apparently that's wrong. So I gotta say it. Aluminium. Really not. It's just a joke. Friendship line. And the more I do like these like little like micro pokes, which they're so small I don't even know if you guys can necessarily see them. Like that's like this that's the perfect size. Anything bigger than that seems to be almost like too much. But hey, this is like the first time I've really done this level of heavy scratching on a model, so I'm okay with goofing it a bit. Every model is a learning experience and whatnot. I think it does look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. Sproogu. So Sproogu is so basically you take like Tamiya extra thin cement is probably the easiest way to do that. And what you do is like once that's about half empty, you start filling it up with like discarded bits of sprue, aka like the little plastic bits that that your models come into that you got to clip out of. And what it does is that will actively like liquidate the plastic, but it turns it into like a plastic that can kind of like be brushed onto something else as like a gap filler or to like bulk it up or do like fleshy blobules and whatnot. It's a really versatile substance. Like, especially for orcs, Sproogu is probably a good thing to learn how to do. Because then, like, you know, if you're doing like a really crude weld or like, if you just got something you just need to fit right and it like, you have like a big gap because you put like a gun in an arm that it doesn't normally belong in. There's a couple different instructions on how to do that, like the ratios and stuff better than I could teach you right at this moment. But I do think it's not something you necessarily like. I will say that you don't need to know how to make Sproogu like right now. Yeah, so the way plastic glue works is plastic glue straight up chemically welds two pieces of plastic together. So by submerging sprues into plastic cement, aka like Tamiya extra thin, you do sort of create like a shapeable like goop of plastic cement that you can use, which is nice. It's very handy. I use it. This guy didn't get it. Do I have a good example? None of my models. Oh, I do actually got a little bit of example. So like, here's my Armageddon speeder, and like, if you see how like thick like the welds on there, I purposely try to do like a thick weld. That is done with Sproogu, but also you can use it to like bulk up models. Which hold on, I know. Another model I need to finish, my Rat Ogre. So what I did is I glued a bunch of parts to him, and the Sproogu is what connected all these arm joints together. You can see it's kind of like blobby. So yeah. It's nice. Sproogu do be nice. Yeah. Gunpla, to be fair, I use it in a very purposefully crude manner. Gunpla people will actually use it with like enough grace to like really make it look like, yeah, they just kind of like seamlessly weld shit together. It is very handy. Like I said, like as an orc player, you're a bit more incentivized than most. Like I think like Chaos orc players and Tyranid players are all good, like good targets of Sproogu, if that makes any sense. Where it's like if you figure out how to make the sauce work, the sauce will give you life. Oh, fuck. A little bit brighter on there than I would like. I wonder if I can take some. I've also been using Strong Tone a little bit to help like fix occasional little goofs with like my enamel stuff. What happens if I just like back here? Strong Tone it. I also when I did the so there's this like there's like a petroleum shade that has like a really neat effect, but like when I thinned it out, it apparently did not apply the gloss, so it's like the cannons are glossy a little bit in places. I do in 9K K98. How you doing? How you doing? I am still working on the vehicles for the Minotaur dudes. I'm just doing a little tiny break on this bad boy, just for like, well, that's drying and also just for funds. Both of them need to get done. This guy needs to be done a bit less urgently. Brighten this up a little bit. So maybe use some of that silver on the burning book. Oh, you first. Oh shit! Nice. What do you get? What do you get? Like, see, I always enjoy seeing people get into the hobby. Hell yeah, let's go. Filled with water in a way that I'm not jazzed about. There we go. Luckily, I was able to save that before. Let's see. Like too much. Like sometimes when I get like too much moisture in it, I'll like wick it off on like the paper towel, and I can tell in advance. Not seeing that, but it's extra drippy, and I potentially muck up things. But also, let's look like it's doing pretty good. Yeah. I mean, that's especially like I say, yeah. Like if you take like. If you're building like two, like a kill a can or something like that, and you want to graft like a really weird gun to it, great for gap filling. That kind of stuff will be good. That will be good for you for sure. Oh, I think it's just getting super drippy. Watch out. What the fuck is that? Okay, before I put this up and go back to the lab, I really need to find that fucking. Petroleum special effects. I put my paints up. There we go. I set off to the side. So the pro tip for killer cans, if you don't mind going a little bit crazy, over the years, people have used pill bottles for those. If you have like one of those old classic style, like the orange pill bottle, you take some legs. And you take some arms and you put it on a pill bottle, and bam, you got it. And then, and then ideally maybe put some plastic card. Plastic card's also a good thing to look into if you have not looked into it anyway. A lot of orc vehicle kit bashes rely pretty heavily on plastic card for like, it's basically just sheets of plastic you can cut. And that shit looks nice. Battle suits. Hey, fuck yeah, let's go, let's go. Yeah, because like orcs are one of those armies that like if you really want to DIY a lot, you have a lot of options for it, honestly. It's so weird. If I add any sort of like thinner to this oil, it just becomes like grease sludge. You need to like fix the... Is that just like the gloss separating? Weird. Okay, that's interesting. This petroleum, I've never really used a lot of the effects from Proacryl. So their behaviors when introduced to other things is very strange. And they were looking a little jank there. Here's what happens. Let's go like get it up like this. I don't want it to be super shiny, but I want it to look grimy and oily. A little bit on there. And I'm gonna let that dry. Yeah, gift cards work too. Yeah. Really, anything that's like sturdy but cuttable is sort of the ideal for that. What we got, buddy? You got... I think I need to do a little bit of metal touch-ups on the guns, maybe. Yeah, just like a little bit, just a tiny, just a smidgen. Here, clearly, get this little bit. Barrel. I'd also highlight some of this once I do the wash as well. Get that. Then I gotta get this hatch. Fuck. Also, I think I have some old gift cards I could probably use. Yeah, I think various points in my life I've tried to do some like orc kit bashing stuff, and I just never got around to it. Just because at heart I'm a chaos boy, and I have a million chaos projects at any given time. Oh, are you doing like a lot of like hazard stripes and stuff like that? Because that would fuck. That'd be neat. Okay, so that's drying. Ooh, rad. Here we go. So yeah, this is a Marine based off of my good friend Erie's mascot dude. And what I want to do. Oh, so you're talking like bright fucking orange then. I'll say, how you doing, Sir Sebastian? How you doing? How you doing? I want to go in and I never added a color to the candle. Try to get a little bit of white on there while I got that. And then also retouch the white on the flames in some bits. Safety down. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a very ambitious scheme, but I bet once that's all together, that's gonna look really fucking bitchin'. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. This is what I'm talking about, where it's like, well, today I'm gonna be working on the Minotaur vehicles, but also just everything generally near my desk, because I have so many. I'm in that like period where like I have a bunch of half-finished projects, and like once they get the ball rolling in those like last couple steps, I'm gonna be releasing so many fucking Instagram videos. Yippee! It's not that. It's just for like clearing off desk space and like the closure. The closure is probably the best part, if I'm gonna be honest. I'm just like, oh, it's done. Yippee! Let's go. Let's go. That is an insane amount of detail to put on your shit. That's gonna be legit. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty legit. Well, have you read the book Firecast? It's more about Guard than Tau, but that also might be, if you're looking to do a lot of camo stuff, that might also be an interesting read. Also, you know, Dark Coil is life, Dark Coil is love. I fucking love that. That's such a good collection of books. Good shit. Plasma looking. Plasma E. Barrel. Also, I can go back and retouch up the flames a little bit because they got a little bit dingier because of the enamels, which was fine. It's cool though. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that's not uncommon in the Dark Coil books, especially if your point of view characters are guardsmen, because like, you know, that's pretty common outside of those books as well. If you're in a story, guardsmen don't tend to last long. Also, Bean, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Workshop. Oh no, legitimately, yeah. There's a lot of them. Like that happened. I love in the Twice Taken King. Straight up, at one point, they're trying to escape from like a no-name Blood Angel successor chapter, and they're like, these guys won't fucking quit. They are raving loonies. Because at multiple points, they drop in like a fucking Black Rage Dreadnought. And all the Necrons are like, what the fuck is wrong with humans? Why are they like this? What causes someone to be like this? The answer, love for the Emperor. Hell yeah, brother. Can I get an amen for everyone who loves the Emperor? Hell yeah, brother. Amen, brother. But it's still fun. It's still fun. I've also reached a point in Big Daka where what's really funny about the Big Daka is that the war boss Uftak, who was the lead from the last Mike Brooks orc book, he's been winning a lot of fights. Oh yeah, they have Blood Angels have Black Rage Dreadnoughts. I think they're just called Death Company Dreadnoughts. Same deal with like the typical Death Company of everybody who's just like too lost in the Black Rage sauce to really contribute. It might. I think you can add rules to a Dreadnought now to get that similar effect. But yeah, they used to have really bitchin' bespoke models. Like a lot of Space Marine chapters used to have bitchin' bespoke models, and now it's Ultramarines. To be fair though, Blood Angels get more bitchin' bespoke models than most, but like there used to be more. Used to be a relatively common occurrence back in the day. The Lord out. That's fine. At the end of the day, they're your models. Do what the fuck you want. Oh, what are the blood? Oh shit! Oh, you're like really new. This isn't a bad thing. It's just I need to contextualize. Blood Angels are one of the original legions of Space Marines. Have been around forever. Their big thing is that their Primarch Sanguinius died in the Horus Heresy. They were already having an issue where they were needing to drink blood, but then eventually they got inflicted with this kind of like psychic issue called the Black Rage. where sometimes in the middle of their like fighting, they start to hallucinate and think that they are Sanguinius fighting Horus. So if you ever see someone online post like a blood angel next to a dead thing and they're like, look, a Horus, that's the joke they're making there. And so they're kind of like they're space vampire space marines that try to be generally like well put together and codex compliant. Well, I don't think they're that codex compliant, but they try to be kind of put together and whatnot. And but like also they do tend to go a little butt fuck crazy every now and then. Cool guys though, people they're very popular, and if you like them, you will actually get options unlike White Scars. And there's a whole series of books that you can get. They show up in books a lot. They show up in the Heresy a lot because they're original Legion. There's a whole Devastation of Baal series where their planet gets their shit wrecked. You got a lot of options, actually. You straight up, unironically got a lot of options if you like, I about said if you like Imperial Fist, and that's a lie. Actually, if you like Imperial Fist, you got some options. They're not hurting for books. They're hurting for bespoke models. Yeah, and Sanguinius, and like a lot of Primarchs were super special lads. Also, if you need me to explain what a Primarch is, I can too. I don't know your level of context yet, so I'm working my way back. Was an honest to God fucking angel. Like he had angel wings, straight up. He was blonde and beautiful, and all of his brothers loved him, and he had big fuck off angel wings. And yeah, then he got fucking shanked. Also, there's a Warhammer Vtuber named Aurelia, and she's really into him, which is fun. Yeah, there we go. That's not canon per se, but it is fun. Like, let me pull up some keys real quick. I need to look at his face real close because he got like a little scrungly, a little dirty, a little dingy. Seeing if I can like touch him up a little bit. Get a little brightness for the lad's face because he's like he's just a guy. There we go. All right, we go. Oh boy, enrichment. You have to say enrichment with the same cadence of like that one dwarf in Dragon Age, like enchantment, enrichment. Now, here's Magic Space and Space King. I mean, that's not wrong, and that will get you decent, like, you know, that's enough starter knowledge to carry you through a lot. And like, if you're primarily reading 40k books where they're dead, you only really need to know who Gilliman is and the Lion maybe, and then all the Demon Primarchs. But even then, some of that's kind of like negotiable. And he's a butch. Yeah, he was the most butch lesbian who ever lived, and the Emperor struck him down for it. No, but yeah, the Horus was a funny guy. Little color sprucing on this guy too. Hold on. I keep doing a thing where like I'm painting the rhino and stuff, and it's fun, but I also keep seeing all these other little close to being finished models. I'm like, oh, they're also fun lads. Yeah. Really, a lot of 40k can be summed up as the Emperor of Mankind makes Gendo from Evangelion like really, really, really in the running for Dad of the Year with him. They're both fathers in a way that ruins their sons. Yippee! A little bit of extra blue, nothing super crazy. Yeah. Because like the dustiness of this, because I mean I still want this guy to look fucked up and worn, and he's got that going on for sure. I also do want us to read a little bit more blue, just a smidge. There we go. It's the second worst father. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Emperor did do horrible experiments to them as babies, so like, not that far off, really. Not significantly far off. That's why. Listen, being the white, if you want to take away any wisdom from my stream, it's that Lorgar did nothing wrong and Erebus is the best character. I'm setting you up with knowledge to take with you out into the world, and all my nuggets of wisdom will enrich you. You'll be better for it. Look up anything to do with the word bearers. You'll be better for it. You'll be better for it. What are you talking about? Erebus is fucking great. Erebus is the best bastard of all time. Unironically, this is kind of a bit, but not. Erebus is super fun. He is, for context, being Erebus is the worst man who ever lived. Positive. He's a horrible, horrible bastard who ruined everything for everyone, but he does a lot of fun. He has a lot of fun doing it, and that's what makes him great. He is the king of living his best life. Did orcs were quarks? Oh, Krorks. Yeah. That lore doesn't really come up a huge amount. That's more like fun trivia than anything you really need. Because even orcs don't really know their own history, so you don't have to worry too much. Yeah, Erebus is the guy that unironically ruined everything. He set Horus down the path of ruin. He killed the one word bearer that a lot of people like, who was like generally an upstanding dude. He salted the fields and poisoned our water supplies and whatnot. What didn't he do? At one point, as a child, his parents were like, "What?" So Erebus is not Erebus's name. When Erebus was a child, his parents were like, "You're a horrible, horrible bastard kid. Why can't you be nice like that boy Erebus?" And then Erebus was like, "Good idea." And then he took that kid and he killed him and skinned him. And he wore the kid's face when he came home. Erebus is responsible for untold trillions of deaths. No, he's great. He's perfect. Like I said, he's the perfect heel. He is the baddest guy in 40k, but because of that, he does it in a way that like makes the setting fun. Without Erebus, you got nothing. You got nothing. Good day, sir. He's so cool. Indeed, you get it. You get it. You fucking get it. But he's best boy. He's best boy. Do you like 40k? You owe Erebus a thank you. He's like Ramsay Bolton, but if Ramsay Bolton also like mattered in the grand scheme. I mean, Ramsay Bolton did shit, but like, you know, he did like localized bad shit. Erebus is Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Galaxy-wide, in fact. But he did quite a bit. Like, what the fuck is going on there? I feel like a little bit. He achieved his goals. Nobody's having a good time in 40k except for Erebus and orcs. And that means something. Because orcs are the only species that's having a good time. Erebus is probably like the only individual man who's really having a good time. I mean, like, randos on Hive Worlds are having a good time and whatnot. You know, there are people enjoying 40k, but it's like a pretty rare occurrence. Yeah. Oh yeah, I will say that like once you get to know more about orcs, there is a book called The Big Daka that I am reading that's about orcs, and that is a lot of fun. That book is a lot of fun. I'm less of a fan of the previous book, but honestly, you might dislike it less than I do because you're going to be coming in relatively fresh. How you doing, Calvin? How you doing? I'm currently working on the dog marine because I got some paint out for it, and I've been enjoying doing this, as one do. They have a similar enough niche where they kind of go in and consume all life and then absorb it and leave. The Flood are definitely stronger, I guess, if we're power scaling. For context with that, like the Flood, I know the Flood are fucking bullshit, like unironically. Curse that wasn't made. Oh yeah, no, they were. I mean, I don't know. On one hand, they're like technically a naturally born galactic species, but also something fucky is going on weird with the ethereals that let them unite the species. I'll be in a book, not Daka enough. I mean, you say that, but I am reading a book called The Big Daka. And oh yeah, okay, this is a thought I started to have early on in the stream and I just forgot. in the Big Daka, Uftak has gotten so big and so strong and has become such a war boss. He's like advancing as an orc. And now he's dealing with the fact that he thinks. He's like, wait a minute. I keep having thoughts. God damn it. Because he's like, oh, when I was like a boy, like orc boy, as in like just like going around like shanking stuff. Uftak, the main character of brutal cunning, and then the Big Daka, where he's like, ever since I became war boss, fuck, I keep having thoughts, and like I want this to be simple, and I want this to be able to like just kind of go back to the way it was, but like he's like, fuck, I think they're setting a trap for me, but I don't know why. They shouldn't be setting a trap for me. What the fuck is going on? This is weird for Spikies, aka Dark Eldar, aka Drukari, aka the notorious BIG. Yeah, because typically orcs do tend to get smarter as they get bigger. Also, weirdly enough, the bigger they get, arguably, the more miserable they get. Because they get smarter and because they get bigger and because their problems keep scaling, the best orc to be is probably a boy. Where it's like you're just running around hitting stuff with the cleaver and having a good time and other people tell you where to go. Like that's pretty easy to do as an orc. I was like, you doing Lost Omnum? Dubiously. I mean, demons can basically fuck with anything, but orcs are kind of like pretty psychically resistant. But there have been instances in the lore of like corn and like, what's it called? No, there were like Nurgle infected orcs in an old source book. I don't think it's ever been like deemed non-canon, but I think orcs over the years have gotten more and more psychic resistance, so that's like less of an improbability. But like multiple times in the lore, orcs can get corrupted. So yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah, you got the bigger they get, the more of the beast-like they get, and the more mental baggage that comes with that. Some of the rims on this bad boy. I don't want them to be significantly brighter, but that's enough. Oh, yeah, makes sense. Hell yeah. Also, if you want something really fun, Cult Tenebris are Nurgle-aligned gene stealers. They got teleported to Nurgle's guard, and they're like, "Oh fuck, this is the best." I mean, they didn't really have a choice in thinking it was the best. It just kind of screwed with them a bit. It's a critter conflict. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to wound you such. Let's go. Oh yeah, no, he's getting very smart. No, gene stealers are basically a form of tyrannid. Where when a gene stealer is a type of tyrannid that's based on infection. What one does is that when you run into a gene stealer as a human or other species, like it affects Eldar, orcs can be made into gene stealers, but gene stealer orcs are very unorky, so the other orcs tend to beat them to death. But yeah, the gene stealer gives you the sloppiest kiss of your life, and your DNA is tainted. And suddenly you are reprogrammed to want to fuck. The ghost of Shinzo Abe takes over your body and requires you to reproduce. And you do. And then your kids are infected. And they're slightly more human-looking gene stealers, but they're still all fucked up. So they skitter off into the sewers and repeat the process. And then after a couple generations, gene stealer generations, the gene stealers mostly look like, effectively, assuming human, like planet, they start looking human. They're like, a little bluer or purplier, and they got some funky ridges, and maybe they got some extra hands. But the thing is, you'd be like, oh, that shouldn't they get fucking like killed immediately? Well, the big thing is that they tend to like unionize pretty well, and they also do a lot of work. And a lot of times on a planet, everything is like in a radiated, mutated hellhole anyway. So your average person legitimately might also just have fucked up weird mutations. Like that might not even be out of the ordinary. High Fleet Shinzo Abe. They are named after big mythical beasts, so I wonder if anyone ever made a doohickey for, I wonder if anyone ever made a doohickey for like 40k scale or just like a miniature scale. For context, Shinzo Abe was a Japanese politician that was very conservative and also really wanted people to like, have sex and make kids. And he was assassinated by a guy using the doohickey, which was a homemade gun, which is very rare for Japan to do such. Lesser thinks of the greater evil. You'll find out. You'll find out. Everybody sucked up forever. Now I'm applying the strong tone, and I'm doing that thing where I'm gonna brush it all over and then go back and touch it up a million times. Yeah, from what I understand, everything to do with like the assassination technically worked. Was it a short story? I actually don't think I've read that one, so I cannot tell you off the top of my head. Yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot, unfortunately. Like, I remember, like, there was, like, a couple of years ago where, like, a lot of Korean politicians were, like, part of this, like, weird cult as well. And I feel like, so I've only listened to the books individually for audiobooks, so I have not read the short stories yet, I will fully admit. I need to. They're on the list of things I need to do. So yeah, yeah, I remember that was like a big scandal where everyone was like, where some people were like, the government of South Korea is in this weird cult, and then everyone's like, okay, crazy, okay, Mr. Crazy Face, and then it's like, oh no, that was real. That was real. Yeah, like U.S. politics is stupid. Once you get across to Asia, things get wild. I don't think it's great, mind you. I'm not gonna do like politics Japan. Some shit does get bananas over there. Also, Jay, have yourself a good night and take it easy, yo. Might not be. So take one more pun. Did you know there's a ritual in D&D where if you take the eye of someone holding BB in their hand, fuck off. I'm not even gonna finish the rest of that because I know exactly where you were going with that. And I'm like, nope, stop it, cease. Yeah, I do think a lot of conspiracies exist just for like stupid reasons and for misplays and like depending on what level of I don't know, what level of truly lost you are as a person, how deep of false flags you want to believe in. But yeah, you do occasionally find out some shit's real and you're like, oh fuck, god damn it. But good night, Jay. I'll bust out the blow dryer for this actually. It's evil times. Google that shit for later. I do like falling into very stupid rabbit holes. What's the website? Okay. There we go. Continue to work this because I want this to be kind of spread out, but I also don't want it to pool. This is like when you use typical like washes that are like acrylic based. They tend to pool and then they kind of get gummy and you don't want that. So I'm going back and just trying to like effectively kind of flick off excess with the brush. Seems to be working well at this scale. Aw. That's cute. I also like the implication that you just like, oh fuck, I'm also like way off screen. That like you just see your cat trundling from like off of your peripheral vision like the cat. She approaches. Yeah, no, old cats need the love, Old cats get priority. I get it. I understand. I may be somewhat of an old cat myself. That doesn't make sense, but like, I'll be around for a while. And go another quickie little blow dry. Another little one. Maybe do like a little rinse in the brush too. Just remove any extra goop from that. She pushes past my hand or bites me. I mean, she knows. She knows. She's aware of her strengths, like socially speaking. So it's too late. That's just how it be. And I probably have to let this naturally dry. I feel like this got a bit more of a richer tone. Maybe it's because of the blow dry. Maybe the other ones are kind of getting darker. Okay. God damn it. I can't avoid saying every animal-based thing. I know you're. I know you're goofing. But it's like, man, there's like so many animal terms that's just gonna activate your sadness meter. All right, there we go. Let dry for a bit and let's go. I'm at the point where my little, okay, oh, that's dry, that's dry. I have one of those, like, palettes that have the same materials like the fidget spinners, so they just kind of pop. And that one is, like, basically filled, because I kind of use it for a bunch of different shit. Where did I put the dog? And let's use Raging Sea. Let's get some dog flames, you know. You know that very common thing that exists in a lot of medium dog fire. Let's use this. No, hold on. This is a so anything that's like a wash or a speed paint will fuck up nice brushes, so you use them sparingly when you do one of these. Bit of water on there as well. And let's zoom the fuck in, and what I am doing is I'm thinning out this Raging Sea. It can be like nice and thin and a little bit spooky. Probably touch him up with a little bit more of the original, like, white later. I do like how this is turning out. For what was essentially just originally just like a joke model, I'm very happy with this. It's just it's so goofy. How you doing, Game Happy? How you doing? Once again, I saw you by your trademark. How you doing? I am waiting for a bunch of shit to dry, so I'm also just hitting up miscellaneous models on my desk that needed the attention, including this weird dog. We're doing that thing where we're hitting a block of remixes, I think. Or maybe this song's been playing for a bit. I just totally misread it. Or that's true. Having dedicated shit brushes is also really handy, to be fair. That's what I do. That's why I get these like shitty brushes from Target, where it's like quality-wise they're fine for like a couple uses, and then they don't anymore. I mean they don't work anymore. So like, you know, $5 for a bundle means that like if once they stop working, and then they just get demoted to like, you know, dry brush. It looks super fucking goofy. Keep continuing till all that is done. I will say another thing, Bean, you might want to invest in is a wet palette. Army Painter's got a pretty decent one for $20, and that's what I use. But pretty much what it does is it's pretty much a sponge with some fancy little sheets. And those fancy little sheets keep your paint moist, which lets them stick around for longer. Super duper nice. Legitimately strong recommend. You can also home make your own with like parchment paper and stuff. I've never gotten the homemade kind to really work for me in a way that felt satisfying, but I think that'd still probably be better for you in the long run than what you're doing. Not that you're doing anything wrong per se, but that's like an early kind of upgrade. That's like a pretty big game changer. Like, I don't think I don't like the little pop-up palettes, like the little like fidget spinner material, not fidget spinner, the fucking like those like little poppy autism tool things. They're really good, but I mostly use them for like washes and metals that I don't want to get mixed up in my wet palette. It's a fun little secondary palette for like what is the main course. Fuck, hold on. Where I'm hitting like every remix. Get a little bit of flame on there. How are we doing ad break wise? We're getting really close, which is honestly pretty good. I've also mostly used these candles with like what's it called? With like warmer flames. So doing this like blue flame is kind of neat. It's fun. Yeah. Ooh, look how spooky he looks. Hell yeah, let's go. Moving. So basically, this is a technique where you just paint white and then you use the speed paint to kind of paint around it to get like a consistent glow going. Probably go back with like a white just to like really make... Really, these end ones are the ones that are going to need the extra white. I guess I could also like do it in like the tips of these. Just a smidgen. Ears and body of this guy because it did not get that. Excellent. That might be a little... That's fine. Oh. Can always go back and add a little bit more white. There we go. How you doing, Articat? How you doing? How you doing? Oh shit! Unfortunately, it's ad break time because Twitch hates us all. I'll come back in a second. I'll explain what the fuck I'm doing because this is a really weird model. BRB. Wow. All right, we're back. How's it going, Art of the Cat? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you do not know me, I'm not normally Cat. I'm Halbert, the Mimic Elf, miniature painting VTuber of the Nurgle and Skaven variety. So today's actual goal was to get a bunch of these metal boxes painted up, and it looks like it's drying a little bit more, but otherwise be doing good. Hell yes, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. I'm gonna go back to this lad, who is a joke space marine. That I painted in the style of a friend of mine's mascot, which is a lot of fun. You want to get in? Hell yeah, let's go, let's go. Oh, we're not. I'm not a cat. There we go. My famed catchphrase, the one I say all the time and everybody knows intrinsically. But you're new, so I thought I'd let you know. I thought I'd let you know, just to keep you in the loop. Stupid. This is me being stupid. How you doing? How you doing? I'm painting. Today's one of those, like, I want to get a bunch of stuff that's been sitting around on my desk for a million billion years. Like, the glow is a little too intense for his hand. So I'm using this as an opportunity to kind of spruce up his face just a smidge. And there we go. Thank you, Vague. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I think what I want to do is, I got some white on my palette. I want to add some thinner. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think what I just want to do for like one last little bit is just get like a little bit of white on the tips. I think that's gonna be the sauce, really. So I'm gonna be honest. This is another thing. This is a mean trick that Games Workshop pulls on people. Anytime they say this doesn't need glue, they're filthy fucking liars. You absolutely will need glue. I'm sorry. You're gonna need glue. It's just a thing. It's just Games Workshop being mean to you specifically. It's not right, but they do it. I think I might just do a dry brush. It's probably what I really need. Some whites. Yeah, it's like, for some reason, Games Workshop sells the fantasy that you can, like, for like especially the easy build fits. It's like, oh yeah, you just clip and stick them on. It's never gonna look right. It really is. Yeah, it's fucked up. Because like it would be more fucked up if they were like not directly aimed at new people, where it's like it's so much worse that way too. Yeah, I can use a sponge for this. So for the movable stuff, that I'm torn on, because in theory some models do have like parts that you can move around and pose, but I've always glued those because it's not really that easy to do so, and I don't think it's worth it in the end. Put on some little highlights on the. Yeah, boy. Let's go. I can just hit mostly the higher areas and kind of make sure it doesn't get too fucking crazy down. Wait, the Gorkanaut has fucking, like, I think you might have said that earlier. I just don't think I registered that, like, Gorkanaut and also, like, does not require glue. Once again, no follow Euro. That's an insane combo to put in a book, Games Workshop. What the fuck are you talking about? That's fucking horribly mean. What the hell? Got that going on, and side bit's good. Mostly, as long as I mostly hit these raised areas, it's gonna be all good. Yeah. Bean was like, I want to do orcs, and just went in for just like the most DACA immediately. Proper orc style, which you know I admire. That's a bold strategy, and like honestly, it's gonna be a bitchin' model once all done. So hell yeah, let's go. Fire bits. That's fine. Crazy little one on his fucking head, and his glowy ass dome. Oh, so this is mostly a joke. I don't have any army this is going to go into. This is just because like a while ago, my friend Erie was like, "Hey, look, my mascot's 3D printable," and I thought it'd be fun to make it a Legion of the Damned sort of thing. There was no like list I need for this. There's no like technically this has like the same loadout of what you could argue is like a Space Marine captain with like power sword and plasma pistol. So it's like just generic enough that I could run it. Like I could run this in Chaos Space Marines. I could run this in Loyalists. It's pretty vanilla setup. So nothing too crazy there. So there we go. I couldn't charge my car. Oh fuck! How did that end up for the raccoon? Because I know in the car versus raccoon battle, the car's gonna win, but oh, the raccoon did all right. Absolute fucking crazy bastard. Like there's like this little, hold on, there's like a little bit I actually need to use a brush for. Yeah, that happened with the deer I was talking about, where it's like sometimes animals will just be like, nah, I'd win, and they'll charge a car. A deer did that to us when we were totally stopped, and it was like, it broke its own neck, and I was like, what are you doing? Buddy, that's fucked up. How dare you? Oh yeah, how you doing, for it's a friend of mine's mascot got a STL. So I thought it'd be funny to make it into a Marine because that's just how my sense of humor works. I was like, oh, it's got like a little flamey thing on its head. Clearly I can make it a Legion of the Damned captain guy, whatever. And you know what? I was absolutely fucking correct. Flawless victory. No notes, no changes. Also, this is kind of fun. I've never really tried using a sponge for fire effects, but it's actually like catching the raised areas decently well. I mean, I got that little bit over there, but this kind of fucking rules. I kind of fucking love this now that like we're at this stage too, where things it's like, oh, it's all coming together now. It's really fucking good. There's the moose, who are correct. I mean, yeah, the moose, you gotta get out of their way. They're bigger, they'll win. It's just the nature of the beast. If you're having a traffic incident with a moose, you've lost. Get out of there. I wish I could like lay it down. Like, no, actually, I can't. I was worried that this would kind of flex it too hard, but I guess not. I can also go back and like maybe like add another layer of the wash to this, of the speed paint. I mean, but I actually don't think that's necessary. It kind of honestly, Blue Flame Legion of the Damned would kind of fuck. Now that I'm seeing this, and I do have the whole kit now. So they did the what's it called? The Cursed Company 2. From Greytide Studio, which has like updated Legion of the Damned bits. They have enough that you could build Ghost Rider. Also, they had a really weird pre-order bonus where they just gave you like Brotherhood of Steel, like Fallout Power Armor bits for reasons I don't entirely understand, but like, oh, who knows? It'd be like that. Awesome playing the game. Thank you. I'll have to bring them to the table at least once. I need to show my locals at the game store that like, hey, check this bullshit out. Look at this absolute fucking creature. Isn't he beautiful? Now he's gonna shoot your guy in the face with a plasma pistol. Like the flames are kind of lazy, but honestly, I'm okay with that. Actually, if I get a little bit of the white on the rims, it actually. Go. And I need to fix this little area. Nothing too crazy though. Nothing that's totally unfixable. funny thing is, like, whenever I finish a model, I make like a little rotator video of it, and this one I immediately know the song. I think I'm just kind of just trying to put like a... It's like a Nintendogs theme or something like that. That I'm feeling. Oh. Hey, there we go. It's like it was never scuffed. Right, I'm going to let that dry a little bit. I'm going to paint his base, and this boy might be done. Hell yeah. All right, let's go back to our Tonk. Looking pretty good. While we got some white out, I will need to poke out some of the little lights, which is no big dealio. No big deal is like kind of do it awkwardly, and I should just flip it turnways. For anyone coming in late, this is the main model I wanted to work on today, along with the 2 rhinos, which are functionally done. And so there we go. And I also oh fuck, we got a bunch of the strong tone in the barrels. Let me get that a little bit out of there. Not too much. It's fine. Yeah, I think this definitely got darkened more than the other thing, but that's also fine. One thing I do want to do, just get that. Still got that silver out. Oh, let's fucking go. I wanted to do that thing where like I went to these little stacks and just kind of like very lightly highlighted them. A little bit on some of the sides of the barrel, just a smidge. There we go. But yeah. Tonight's gonna be like the maximum serotonin, because I'm gonna be like getting so many models to like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this on the tabletop state, which is just ooh, chef's kiss, so good, so good. I gotta do that so rare. What I really need to do. Okay, so my bronze recipe is really easy. It is, what you want to do, rough iron or warp block bronze, depending on availability. Then you're going to want to dry brush that with a gold. I use the Pro Acryl Rich Gold, but really any sort of like warm gold will be good. Just dry brush the ever-living fuck out of it. And then wash with the kind of like brown wash of your choice. And that is my recipe. It's like, it's pretty color agnostic. You can pretty much use, like I said, you could use like Warplock Bronze and Retributor Gold, I think would get you there if you are like still brand loyal to Citadel paints. But yeah, I use Rough Iron and then that other one, the Pro Acryl Rich Gold. That's what I use for this. Just something I did this one. Just like take little bits of silver and just like very light dry brush just so I can get that like get that little bit of like the silver track bullshit on here. Yep, and also like a little bit. Oh shit! I never actually hold on. I never painted that properly metal. I don't think. I think I can fix that. All right. So once oh fuck, I should really zoom the fuck out. I kind of forgot how, like, I'm like, oh, this is 15 millimeter. This ain't shit. And then it's like, oh no, it's still a big fucker. It's still a big fucker for sure. And yeah, I think the last thing I want to do is just take. It's still wet. Oh, it's dry. Kinda. I used a little bit of. I need to use the same color. I need to use that Imperial Fist contrast for the lights, which. I don't think I'm going to be using this again as like a effect. It's a very good Imperial Fist contrast, which I put in the bottle because I put all my Geetos paints in bottles. Is a very good paint for doing like an Imperial Fist. Like if you're like, boy, I would like to paint a primarily yellow model. I think it's a good paint for that. I think for the way I do glow, where I kind of just like paint something white and then I use a contrast around it to make it kind of look like it's glowing. Not super great. I might actually like, wait, I might, that looks kind of bad. I'm gonna, yeah, I think the reason it looks bad is just because like the color is not super where it should be. I just need to add a little bit more yellow around there, and that'll probably be it. All right, this bad boy is super nearly done. What he needs is just a rim, which I will go ahead and do. Well, I can. Grab hands. There we go. My black is the one thing that has like a blue cap on it. Honestly, what I kind of wish I could do is get like different colored caps that I could be like, okay, all my reds are going to have like, you know, maybe a red cap, or maybe even don't go that specific. Go like, okay, warm colors are going to get this, and then dark colors are going to get this, and washes are going to get this. I feel like that would be like immensely handy. It'd be super duper fucking handy. This is going to take 2 coats to get the rim good, and that's a-okay with me. Buddy, you got this. Got a head wound. Oh. I think at that point you just take him out behind the shed. Like, I guess you could like have him fight another fight just to do something. But the fact is, the fact that like A, is more fragile, and B, that like you're going to lose the lieutenant experience. I think Joker's just got to put him down. I'm sorry. It's probably the worst injury result you could really get outside of just like death. Arguably, death is less cruel. If you, in Trench Crusade, if you roll death, you're like, man, that's just how it be sometimes. If you roll that, it's like, oh, pull the trigger, Piglet. And it's like, it's so much worse. No one wants to pull the trigger, Piglet. Well, yeah, yeah, exactly. Outright death is more fair. You can blame the dice. Hold on, can I? Let me do something real quick. Are you at liberty that like if I put an image on the screen, you could just like angle your phone to Joker? Is that a thing you would be able to physically do right now? Here, all right. Let's see. I'm sorry, Joker. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You have to do it. Your lieutenant needs put down. It's just how it is. The laughter is not stopping. I've one match this whole campaign. Joker, if you're here, I'm sorry. You have to. You have to. You have to. How you doing, Lord of Bones? I'm convincing someone that their lieutenant... if I remember right, I think the actual context from the comic is like a Winnie the Pooh, like zombie apocalypse? Put that here. Monty Python's Pull the Trigger, Piglet. I've never actually read the actual comic it's from. Oh, yeah, okay, here's the original, okay. What off let be? Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's no use. He bit me. Oh, I can't do a poo. I can't do a poo voice. Oh, bother. It's no use. He bit me. Pull the trigger, Piglet. That's my poo voice does not work. It is objectively not a good poo voice. I'm okay with that, but it's not happening. My body refuses to do a proper poo voice. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. You have a way brighter day ahead of you than poor Joker. Let me jingle some keys real quick. I gotta get like the lights are just need a little bit more me getting up in that shit. Mostly there. There we go. All right, let me see. Enrichment. Oh, let me check my writers. This color fucking sucks for glow. Like, I'm looking at it as it dried, and it's like, that doesn't look like a fucking glow. That's just yellow. Where's my fucking... I got speed paints that will be better than that. That's a gold. No. I'm gonna play that funny little game of where did Hal put the Hey, I love it. It's a game. There's a... Oh, yellow. Let's go. Good hoppy skills. Made the great maw make you paint all the ogres. Real spiffy. The spiffiest fucking ogres. Every time I see the new ogres, they're really cool, but I keep thinking like, what if I like stuck like a Blight King head on one of those? What if I'm a little spicy? What if I did that? I'm like, nope. I don't need more Blight Kings. I don't need more Blight Kings. That's not a thing that needs to be real. Use this color then. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. I'm just gonna open up. There's like a really rickety little container I put them on top of, and I'm sure that'll be fine. Oh damn, that sounds fucking rough. Hang in there, yo. And best of luck with that bullshit. Oh, get this bad boy. Still jank, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. These guys are doing that like done is better than perfect, which I'm shooting for. I'm probably fucking up that saying, but that's pretty. It's an adage I've been seeing more and more for little projects like this, and I'm okay with it. And these guys are done. Yippee! Let's go. Oh. Knocked them off into the void. That would have been bad. It's like, I'm finished, and then they immediately snap into a million pieces and fucking explode. Like, I'm debating if there's any other, like, I could maybe get a little bit more white on the back of the head. Yeah, I think the back of the head needs it, and then also maybe there might be a couple of other areas. Hey, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah, there we go. Some of these angles are just going to be like really hard for me to reach, and I don't even think they're going to necessarily... Oh, hold on. Shoto, my bad. No, actually, it's perfect, and it's beautiful, and my accuracy has never been better. Hold on. That's... Put on there. That's pretty... Skulls are looking pretty good. Great Tide Studio fucks. I've slowly become just like an unironic shill for Great Tide Studio bits. They're really good. I use them for a lot of projects these days. A tiny little wedge to it. Get a little bit on the front as well, just to kind of smooth it on. There we go. How you doing, Gold? No, I'm not gonna bonk him. He's my beautiful lad. It's him, the boy. Perfect. All right, now I think I just need to do another rim on the black on his base, and he's done. But how you doing? Everyone's explosive fast. They do. Shall remain to the grim finale. We're wrapping up projects today. So many fucking projects getting wrapped up today. My brain feels great. I don't know why I phrased it that way. I should just be like, oh, I'm also very weak to like checklist serotonin, like where it's like just accomplishing a task. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, let's go, good chemicals. In a way that's like both good and bad because it could be used negatively against me in multiple directions. The couple of times I've been invited to play Fortnite, Fortnite is a game of like, well, you're just checking things off of a list and you get little reward points. And that's something I'm weak to. I'm pretty weak to that. But also, like, sometimes this happens to me at the guild where I'll be working on multiple projects for them. And they're like, oh, I need you to hurry and do this thing right now and get it done. I'm like, okay, it's done. I'm ready for you to check it out. And they don't check it out for like 3 months. And I get zero good brain serotonin, no chemicals whatsoever from doing that. And it's the fucking worst. It's so bad. It sucks so bad. I'm just like, please, I need good brain juice. What are you doing to me? Dude, let's go to this motherfucker. And I still think he's might be getting painted again on Saturday. Actually, how did the barrels turn out? Okay, there's still some like oil stain stuff that's kind of uneven, but that also might be uneven in a way that's like getting like strange angles in there. What the fuck? Like it's like that's like got like a weird sharp angle to it. Don't know what's going on there. Maybe I might just repaint the barrels too. Yeah, I think I need to rule out that the whatever I tried with the barrel and the grease work good on the legs. I think all the legs look appropriately greasy, like oily. Like Guildmaster, please. Am I not your sleepiest soldier? Why you deny me the chemical? Immediate gratification is nice, not gonna lie. Oh. Something like that. Like a nice little texture to it, though, I think still looks pretty good. At the bottom. Like, I think some of the texture might be coming from the fact that this paint is slightly drying on the palette, but it's actually like doing it in a way that's beneficial to me. The interior of that. Getting it, we're getting it. Go. Interior of this one. I'm super worried. This guy's like relatively sturdy, but he's got the feeling. He's got the feeling of like, any day this thing could explode. I don't know why. Oh, no, I know why. It's because I gave him fucking goofy little spider legs, but sure. Thinking about goofy little spider legs. Actually, it's not a segue at all. The guy looks pretty good. Things that need to be done. Oh, ooh, there we go. Okay, there's a little bit of crust that needs to be repainted. My dirt color. I found my dirt color earlier, and I was like, I need to set aside my dirt color. The first thing I need to do, take the blow dryer that's been off my lap for like 2 hours and set that down. This right out second. Also zoom out too, because this is a big boy. Yeah, there we go. My day on a plate. It should be, but I'm in a weird spot where like I don't typically get those kinds of emails, but usually when I do, it's after like an incredibly long email chain. And they'll be like, hey, do this thing. We're sending you emails like you like. That's the thing people in modern society like, a bunch of emails that you're just getting thrown into. And I'm just like, oh, I don't like that. What is that? How you doing, Thunder Crusher? I have been crushing projects all day, unironically, so I'm currently back to working on this motherfucker. Jesus, Brad. It's fine. Working on this fucker. It's going pretty good. Oh, fuck, that reactivates. This color. There we go. Would you rather the email be a meeting? No, absolutely not. Not a million billion years. Meetings as a concepts are practically useless in like 99% of all cases, based on my experience. Yeah, the rust was just basically what you do is you take the dark rust from Vallejo, not Vallejo, yeah, from Army Painter, and basically dry brush with it. I found that kind of works in a way that I was kind of surprised. Okay, so he's got some good little scabs. I think one thing I want to do though is bring back a little bit of brightness. Because like I did a couple little bits of it, but I'm gonna take the original darker burnt red that I was using, and just see what happens if I kind of like work that in a little bit. Not like a crazy amount. I don't want to go like super crazy in depth with it. Where's my brush is weirdly angled. I'm sure this will be fine. Okay. The nice thing too is I can always try with the legs. Like hey, there was Marie Kondo. So like, same deal with this. Move a lot of excess. Oh, brushes. What happened to this brush? It's just incredibly wobbly. I might need to set this aside. This brush might be fucked. I got another like decent. So what I did is I combined a bunch of like, I did that thing where it's like I set a bunch of brushes aside for a special occasion. And I think some of those were like used a couple of times and then thrown back into that pile and then not used again. So some of those might have been just like bad brushes that have been sitting for a while. It's like, I think if I do this, I think it's still going to be pretty dim. Kind of finding like little areas where it's like almost just kind of doing it around some of the. Yeah, no, this is gonna. Yeah, let me see what happens if I use the bright red. Oh, that's gonna be way too bright. I don't know. I could keep chance. I'll keep chancing it with this. Still immediately shot. Once again, I'm putting off the inevitable. Hal needs to purchase like 30 new brushes. It's a thing that will need to happen, and I've been just postponing it as much as I possibly fucking can. Really? Yeah, I guess I really, in theory, only really just need to add, like, maybe just, like, little bits. I don't really have a huge pattern for this. I think I'm just kind of picking up little areas I think would kind of look nice with just like a little bit more. Because this is red in a way that looks pretty good, but I also kind of lost a little bit of like the inherent, like, yeah, like that kind of little bit, like little bits there. The more kind of like color variations I get, the more rich this is going to look. And also uses to fix any of the areas with like the scratching I'm not super happy about. The kaiju picture. Oh, that'd be legit. You got a specific kaiju in mind, or are you just shopping around? So I'm gonna shake. Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. It's one of those things that like that kind of style of email chain you'd be like, oh, I assume that faded out like a million years ago, but no, it still exists. That style of email is very much alive and kicking. Against all of our better judgments and against all odds. Go back a little bit. I know sometimes people will actually like take the scratches and kind of like highlight them in a very targeted way. Because almost a little too dingy to make that exactly work, but I guess I can't rule it out 100%. I can kind of go here where it's clogged up and just kind of do that. It's like, I guess I was originally thinking I might need to paint this guy more, but maybe not. The goal is, I have not built it fully yet, but the goal is I also need to have like a Lehman Rust that's like this. But the Lehman Rust needs to be, I have not even begun to start on the Lehman Rust, but it needs to be gribbly as shit. I'm probably going to be using a lot of turnip bits for it too. I get, ooh, fuck yeah, let's go. Hell yeah. You need to do some pigment. So that's definitely, I guess I will bust out some of the enamels tonight. Yippee! Let's go. Or the mineral spirits. The Primarch of the tank. The tank. I'm doing Trader Guard. I don't need the fucking Primarch. That would be kind of funny though, just to show up with like a Lehman Russ model, be like, yeah, it said Lehman Russ. You know, it's fine. It's fine. I figured my Chaos guys found them in the warp, and after a while, he was down the clown. He was like, you know what? I actually think Chaos is pretty cool. Because all the things on my planet were definitely weird Chaos bullshit. I should just actually own up to it instead of being a real hypocritical bitch. I do love that. Like, no. We don't got Psychers. We got Rune Priests. That's different. Why? Fuck you. Fuck you, why? It's like, okay, bud. Okay, yeah, sure, totally normal chapter. Just dealing with like fucking spirits and gods and shit. Yeah, it's fine. Sure, buddy, sure. Got a bunch of little red bits. Actually, the red's looking pretty good. I'm very happy with the way the red's turning. The tricky thing is I gotta figure out what to do like a fun little ring, yes. A little bit of extra scuffage. Chicken butt. Let's go. Oh, that's cute though. That's cute. That's still nice. That's still nice. Let's get some of that green. Let's get some fucking glow bullshit. Let's see here. Get a couplet of, let's get 2 droplets of that. Make a fucking drink because of big thirst. Oh god, if I wrap up like all these projects tonight, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Positively lose my mind. I don't know. There's something about like this bit that I'm like, I kind of want to do something, but I'm not really sure. Let me get the glow first. Let me get the area around it like nice and evil looking before I make any big changes there. There we go. Look at this fucked up glowing boy. Hell yeah. Let's go. Red Thirst. Now this is just Word Bearer's Sentinel. No, technically not belonging to Word Bearers, but the Trader Guard Regiment works for them. Besides this ominous glow. And there we go. Yeah, basically like sponsored by Word Bearers is a pretty accurate way to say that. The old corpse god worshippers. Exactly. It's fucked up. They're hypocrites. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see the lad a bit bigger. There we go. I think I need to add a little bit more to the interior. The interior got like a very weird amount of white paint that apparently there was like some like weird texture buildup. In a way that I like didn't totally hate. Like it doesn't look too bad, but it also like it's like this side in particular needs like a nice little bit. Spread of the, I just get like a nice big dollop of this shit. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Do that, and then also get like just get a bit around the rim. All right, I'm gonna let that dry for a bit because conceptually this looks pretty. Oh, there we go. Conceptually this looks pretty baller. I just don't want to fuck around with it too much while it's in this state. Pull the trigger, Piglet. No, he's fine. He's living his best life, and no, absolutely the guy who's inside there is suffering, for sure. For sure. There's no way this guy's having a good time. At all. Little quickie project while that's drying. Like, I guess I could do the foot stuff. I should probably wait on that. Lad. Right. God, I have to film so many things now. I got so, like, I've gone so long without having, like, a nice finished thing to work on. Like, oh no, these things are wrapping up. There we go. It's got some, you know, it's just like some little green in, like, the vegetation that just did not settle right. So I can fix that pretty quickly. And then I can start maybe doing some similar green bullshit on the, I still think he actually needs. I'm debating. It's like, well, I could give him a. So he dried really, like, shiny in a way that I'm not super jazzed about. There's probably some way to fix that. Apparently just like every couple little tiny little like branches on here. Oh, this is by the way, this is a Star Wars Legion model. I painted this like 2 months ago, and it's just been sitting. Been sitting because that one little mistake as I've been trying to like divine the proper way to get around that. Probably not worth going full jingly keys yet. There we go. Oh, let's see. So I do got that. Hold on. I do got that blue that I was using on the dog that I could use to like highlight the pants a little bit. I could definitely do. How you doing, Jedi? How you doing? How you doing? I have been working on a bunch of little things tonight. Well, actually, I got my big shit done. So I'm trying to fix this guy because initially I gave this guy like some streaking grime. And like he was initially turning out pretty good, but then like once I got the grime, as opposed to like a usual, he just kind of came out sort of weird looking, like just too shiny and stuff. I'm seeing if there's like an immediate, easy way I can correct that. As much as I hate to admit it, I probably just need to blast it with matte varnish, which is reasonable to do right now. Oh no, I'm ripping shit off. Yeah, let's save him for later. You will get done someday. You will be my first fully painted Star Wars Legion model, and then there will be much rejoicing. That's looking pretty good. I think these can maybe use like another bit. And then yeah, let's get some of the weathering powder. Start a new campaign. Oh fuck yeah! Let's go. That's what it takes. That's what you gotta do. You're doing it. It's real. I got the pigment powder from the fucking speeder, which is great. Got my mineral spirits. I actually don't need to clear off as much as I usually do. Brush and get my proper bottle. Let's get this all spirited up. It's a desecrated saint. You should. I've actually never used a desecrated saint. It's such a cool model, but every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't have enough money. Like it's like there's other things that I would like to do with the cash money that a desecrated saint would afford, but it's like I don't want to spend it on that. So we got this kind of rusty brown gray. This is the remainder of the. This is the remainder of the pigment powder from the fucking speeder. It's thoroughly blended now, though. It is no longer just singular, just like a little gray and a little bit of gray, a little bit of red. There is just some solitary gray by itself. I'm debating how far up on go. I think making it look like at least a little dusty is going to be good. And then the legs are another question. Something like that. This thing is so weird to like spin around like the way I am. I'm just like twirling. Yeah, like bloody mud is pretty solid. Spent all those times with scratches only to put it on a body part that's absolutely gonna get fucking pigment blasted. All right, let's blow dry this motherfucker and see what it looks like. So far, so good. I think the big thing is on this bit. I kind of did it in like a splotchy, inorganic looking way. I think something like that would be a bit better. Let's see how it's looking. Okay, we got thick dust on the feet. In a way that I might actually want to remove a little bit because it's almost too thick in some areas. Get on that like little dirt bit. Luckily, I think I could just take some mineral spirits and just kind of like flash it up a little bit. Off a little bit at the same time. Thank you, Zetai. Oh, fuck. Big stretch. Oh, fuck, time. I'm really running up on the time, but honestly, if I need to go a little later just to make sure I get this fully wrapped up, hell yeah, let's go. I'm okay with it. Okay, let's see how this looks on the feet. I think the ground is pretty satisfying. I'm okay, satisfied. I'm cool with that. Actually, okay, that's pretty good on the foot. It's dusty near the bottom and lighter towards the top. This one is taking forever to fucking dry. Yeah, I do the green glow on a lot of my shit. It's just what I do. It's just like, I just associate green glow with evil, so like my word bearers and like my Skaven get it. This one's self-complete because I'm magnetized at Baneblade. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've tried to magnetize just like one of the Primus repulsor tanks, and that was already a huge pain in the ass, so my condolences. I'm sure it'll be worth it though. I'm sure in the end it'll be great, but till then, but I glow green. Yeah. Yeah, Chaos, I mean, it's their word bearer back, so definitely also need my apron. That's fucked up. Unless someone removed my apron, I'm just did not realize it. How you doing, Lunar Wind? How you doing? How you doing? I think I'm pretty happy with... Actually, that's not true. One little bit. So this is like the clump that I put on there to like... What's it called? This is the clump I put on there to kind of... What was it? To like stabilize it. And I don't want it to be exactly the same texture as like everything around it, but I think that's just going to happen. I think that's just going to be a thing. Yeah, that's just going to be a thing. That's fine. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Hold this. Shh. Shh. Hush. Spoil it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. All right. There we go. Get the lid on this bad boy. Thing about this guy is it has like a slight little color divot there. I wonder if I can like... like that, because I've done this a little bit with like the yellow. I don't know if it's gonna be the best idea or not, but we'll see. I think this back bit is as green as I want it to be. Like inside the visor. It's crusty and weird and little cracked paint, but I'm okay with that. So there's just like 3 Alpha Marines stuck inside there like they're fucking like in an overly crowded van. Yeah. My place is good. Alpha Legion, bearing words and wearing birds. Hell yeah, brother. Alfarius the Great Stork approves. Oh, looks pretty good. Of yellow. Remove too much of that yellow from it. And this one keeps getting like fucked up. I need to, like, I probably didn't let that dry all the way, and I think I'm just paying for my hubris. That. There we go. I'm basically going to return it back to whites, and then probably just legitimately do that same idea again, but just... And then that top bit's perfect. And then I can also do the rim, because I need to paint the rim black for sure. 2 different versions, I think. Oh, yeah. I think really for the most part, it's like, hey, is this legible as the model you want to represent it as? That's typically like the sort of golden rule for like conversions and stuff like that. You don't want to ever want to get like a weird advantage by like having something you're like, well, it looks a lot like a thing that you would recognize, but it's actually something different. But if it's like, oh, I like this other model's head, that's probably fine. The usual caveat is that whenever you're doing something, I would honestly ask your local scene, because some local scenes do behave differently, but realistically, you're going to be fine. I don't think anyone will give too much of a shit, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Especially because like they're from the same kit too, where it's like, yeah, this has clearly got the this is a Gorkanaut. It just has a Morkanaut's head. And honestly, it's also orky to kind of mix them up anyway, so it's fine. It's fine. You will be fine. Do not worry. Let's add a little bit of black to that just to make that easier. That's also an option too. To be fair, I'm torn. I don't know how easy it is to magnetize one of those, so I'm a little loath to immediately recommend that as an option. I do like magnetizing my bullshit. Magnetizing my bullshit is life. Magnetizing my bullshit is love. But, you know, technically for bigger things like that, magnetizing is really nice. For context, you could basically put some rare earth magnets around the joints of what you're working on, and then that makes it really, really easy to swap between weapons. Not really. Yeah, the old one's like a really old guard model, right? Where it was like, it's not terrible, but like the rest of the range has definitely left it behind, I think. There we go. And we got some lights, and we're banned. Hey, let's go. Oh, okay. You got a mentor then for that. Hell yeah, let's go. All right. Behold, boy, lad. Just need to wait for the base to dry again. I think we're good to go. So I think with that, it is solid wrap-up time for tonight. And with that, let's go to the chatting screen. Wow, so many fine lads tonight. So many fine lads tonight. If I could actually go to the screen, and wow, thanks for coming, everybody. What? Wait a minute. There we go. Why does it keep doing that? But yeah, luckily I don't think there's anything to spoil on there. Thanks for coming, everybody. I had a lot of fun schedule-wise. Spoilers. This is a heavy mini painting week. Tomorrow I'm going back to Rust Vultures. So Sunday was originally going to be the lad, but I don't think he needs it anymore. I think he's probably fine. So I don't know. I'll figure out what we're doing on Sunday. Mind you, I have other bits for this project, so it's not going to be totally the worst. And with that, I'm going to cut you loose, YouTube people, and look for someone to raid. So bye, YouTube people. Bye-bye. Yeah, very, very, very oops all painting for sure.